Overrated? I'm sorry, everybody.
Let's all say it at the same time.
James
Sutherland.
Oh my God, are you serious? Okay, yeah, that's it. That was it.
How did you get that was Lasagna Cat?
It's because I love that fucking channel.
That's like my favorite fucking channel, dude. Oh my God.
No joke. Like it's been too long. I need to stop everything that I'm doing and rewatch the Lasagna Cat Final Fantasy VI.
And no, you need to rewatch the 4-hour sex survey results.
Yes,
all of it.
yes. The ending of that. How is that still on YouTube?
It's incredible. That ending made the 4 hours worth it. It is probably the most high effort shit post for a Garfield thing, which I was already getting fucking tired of, that I have ever seen.
Jorge, I really need to show you this video about a man trying to remake Simpsons Hit and Run. Have I told you about this?
No.
It's basically a guy who's simultaneously teaching himself like Godot or something in order to learn how to make a spiritual remake HD version of The Simpsons Hit and Run. Because every time he sees someone online doing it, he's like, look at this, they're getting all this these retweets and these praise for them. This looks terrible. There's no weight to the cars whatsoever. This is awful. I'm gonna teach myself how to do this. And there's this weird subplot of him also being hunted down by someone and being under house arrest, and it's everything. I need more Lasagna Cat shit in my life, and I'm hungry for anything at this point.
I'm hungry for that lasagna. I miss them so much, but I'm okay with them finishing on the note they did, because I'm like, you can't top this. It's done. You've exhausted the power of this joke.
Yeah, I think they could keep doing it, but you would have to keep upping it. Some of those bits are so incredible. The fact that they had to take down the video where they posted the Garfield creator's phone number.
Oh my God. I didn't know that.
Yeah, fucking
Jim Davis?
Yeah, Jim Davis's phone number was
the
video was they called him. And he goes, hello? And
what?
They're like, thank you. And he's like, who is this? And then he posts.
I never knew this.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's the video that was taken down, so that's probably why. I think it was called, I think the joke was Breakfast with Garfield, and they posted Jim Davis'
number. Wait, it was that one?
Yeah,
that's
dude. Remember at the end where they showed? Yeah. It's the one that's taken down. I thought it was because of the copyright stuff. With the song.
Yeah, I thought that too.
But no, they show the phone number, and they were like, oh no, we can't do that because people are actually calling, and we were gonna get in trouble.
I didn't know because all the re-uploads do not have that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but that is my favorite episode. The cat sneezed.
Oh my God.
Actually, if you saw my email is a direct reference to a Lasagna Cat episode. My email is Garfield is on a diet. You have no idea how embarrassing it is to say that in can we have your email to sign up for this thing in a physical store? And I'm like, okay, yeah, it's Garfield is
go on. That cannot be more embarrassing than my Yahoo email, which is still my weeb name from when I started using the internet.
Kaigetsuno or
well, I'm not gonna say the whole thing, but it is.
Okay.
It starts with Kaigetsuno.
Here, I'll at least yes and this. I remember vividly when I was coming up with a RuneScape name, and I had never done a forum name before. And so I'm thinking I'm racking my brain. My dad is giving me Lord of the Rings names or something to help inspire me. And I'm thinking well, I think Legolas is pretty cool in Lord of the Rings, so I'll do Archer 500. I did not use a bow in that game. I learned that you had to craft each arrow, and I was like, oh, this is awful. So
in a similar vein, when I was originally doing video editing, which is now my profession, I was making Dragon Ball Z anime music videos. So, yeah, there is like a, yeah, I think there's a little cringe in all of us. You know?
I mean, this is just like a great mangaka starting with smut. Like, it's just, look, we all got to start somewhere.
Yeah. The origin story, smut.
Mm-hmm. I've seen the Osamu Tezuka furry rat characters. All right, I know. What he's about.
Leave him alone. And he's the most tame of them.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad. I'm sorry. You heard Osamu Tezuka furry rat character (parentheses pejorative). I said Osamu Tezuka rat character (parentheses praise). Very different.
Listen, I've just heard so many people, like, when that article came out, so many people just like tired the shit out of me with the like, did you know that he drew porn? And I'm like, oh my god, like, I cannot tell you how many artists that you think are nice, good bean boys have drawn porn before. Like, shut the fuck up.
Welcome to Brainlords, video games of the mind, a panel discussion between artists and the porn. And the art that they love.
Hey, whoa!
Don't help me like that, bro.
I'm your host, Kyle. I go by Cute Monster Props, and I'm an SFX artist for the video games industry. I work at Vulpin Props, making trophies for major esports tournaments, as well as life-size items, weapons, and characters from your favorite video games. With me, as always, is my co-host, Jorge. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Jorge, and hello. I'm terrible at these intros.
Fucking nailed it. Dude.
I'm Jorge, and my lawyer has advised me.
For people who don't know, Jorge has someone's behind him with a gun pointed at his head, and yeah, he's just very, very
a gun in one hand and a stack of dojins in the other.
It's Papupi. He's forcing me to do this. For those of you who don't know, look up Papupi. It's the funniest thing ever. Anyway. Yeah, I'm Jorge. I'm a graphic designer, illustrator, currently at Fangamer. We do merchandise and publishing. Is there anything? Recently the Crow Country physicals have started shipping out. And I did the map for that one.
Yeah. Yeah, you were really excited about that.
Yeah. I had to illustrate a park map, and the developer specifically requested a badly drawn park map, as in one that you cannot use if you actually went to the park. And that was a lot of fun. They really liked it, so I'm very happy about that.
That's great.
We have a guest today, Kyle.
Yeah, with us is a very special guest. He beat the Bed of Chaos on the first try. He knows everything wrong with CinemaSins. He's Bloober Team's #1 fan. Listener, beware. You're in for a scare.
Holy shit, dude.
Bobvids, a.k.a. one half of The Great Debate, a.k.a. host of You Can't Scare Me, a.k.a. Bob Garfield Vids, a.k.a. Robert Videos.
That's me.
Garfield is on a diet.
I literally, I don't think I've ever got an introduction that good.
I want you to know, I know your work, but I had to do a little bit of like, all right, let's scroll through, let's see what we can get that I might not know. So I went through like your Blue Sky, and it's like, oh damn, this guy really likes Garfield.
Garfield's the best. My room that I'm in right now is a Garfield orange. I got the orange new iPhone. It's a problem.
Wow. So you pick orange because of Garfield?
No, I'm messing around. I just really like Lasagna Cat. Come on. Okay. Lasagna Cat. I can't even say. I love it so much I can't even say it. Lasagna Cat.
We gotta plug it. It's like the best channel on YouTube.
Fatal Farm.
No, as soon as we started shouting about Lasagna Cat, I windmill slammed the record button. So
I hope you got most of it.
I got some of it, so it'll be in medias res.
I actually recorded the beginning of it, so I can send over.
Oh, fantastic!
Good. No, I think I got the reaction from Jorge when I did the Lasagna Cat laugh .mp3. And Lasagna Cat, like right at the end, anyone who's a real Lasagna Cat head will immediately pick up on the laugh because it's a very specific laugh. It's like,
yeah, that
one. It's so good.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna knock Odie's lights out.
Huh?
That's the FF6 one. Where the bone scritch.
Oh my god! The fuck when he goes to click on why do I keep forgetting the see this is I'm not a real Garfield person.
I know what you're saying. They go to the menu and they go to
click
skills and they click on Jim Davis and it keeps denying. It goes
because he
And I'm
doesn't
like,
have any skills.
what a fucking jab! What?
It's so
So
rude.
mean.
It's
Yeah,
so mean.
it's so
Oh
mean.
my god. Holy
All right.
shit.
All right. Well, first, to get to know you, let's play the games of your brain. Bob, without any explanations, I'd like you to list 5 games for our listeners to get to know you. It could be something recent, an all-time classic, your favorite scores, anything but explaining why.
Anything but explaining why.
Yeah,
Fascinating.
and they don't have to be ranked. They don't have to be ranked.
No particular order.
No particular order. All
Just
right.
5 games.
Silent Hill 2.
Sure.
Jeez. Devotion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Outer Wilds.
I know
Oh my
it's
God.
so hard to do them correctly.
I do that too,
ridiculous.
but they are very different. The games.
They are.
What's funny is I was excited for Outer Worlds, and then I started playing it. I'm like, oh, this is fine. It's pretty good. And then I found out about Wilds because I'm like, oh wait, shit, it's already out. Oh, it's a different game. Oh, what's this? Oh, my life has changed. Sorry, continue. Number 4.
Outer Wilds. Oh my god, what an experience. Highly anyone who out there who has not played it, just please play it. This is a recent one that I recently played, so it's still fresh in my mind. I know a lot of people will laugh at me for saying this, but Undertale is sorry, I can't explain. I'm sorry.
He was impacted by the art. Ha 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 ha. He's feeling things.
Shit.
Ha ha ha.
Damn it.
Kyle did that gag to me in one of the episodes. I don't know if you remember that, Kyle.
Which one?
I can't remember which one. You were like, ha ha ha, the art affecting them. Ha ha ha.
Anyways, one last game, please, Bob.
One last game. Oh geez. I guess I have to say Higurashi When They Cry.
That's right.
Really?
Yeah,
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm a wonderful poser. I have Umineko parts 1 and 2 installed. I have not read them yet.
Same here.
I found out how many words are in each of them, and I'm scared.
I am scared as well, but my my community is pushing me to play those, and I am so glad that I played Higurashi. It is I know I'm not supposed to say anything. I'm just supposed to say the names, but I will. My sort of elevator pitch for Higurashi to get y'all to play it potentially is imagine if a game was both Silent Hill and Metal Gear Solid.
No, stop.
Visual novels, so it's not like
Vibes,
words.
yeah.
But those words are real good.
I was like, holy shit, that's very loaded there, but okay.
Well, what a wonderful way to segue into today's topic, which is present tense, the influence of PT. Last time on Brainlords, haunted by its controversies, we learned to move on from PT's development history and look past its creators for a truly novel and nuanced experience. While not wholly original, this polished terrorizer took lessons from Amnesia and catapulted horror into a new era, one that may have taken all the wrong lessons from it. So yeah, this is our first 2-part episode, and thank you for joining us on this, Bob.
That's true. Our Final Fantasy was our first 2-parter, Kyle.
That's right.
Kyle,
your own podcast.
Yeah. Underrated.
Which is funny because I've listened to it more than anyone, having to edit this.
One of the things I do not like, bigger streamers, I do not envy them, is just making mistakes and just having a human brain that sometimes misfires.
Oh my god!
And just having so many people call you out the moment you make a little mistake, saying that PT didn't have a name when it was first released. I'm calling you out.
Oh,
okay, so
no!
What am I thinking then?
I don't know, but PT had a name. It was PT when it first came out. That's how people found it on the store.
Oh.
I think maybe we're trying to think of confusing that with the fact that it had a fake developer name or something like that.
Yes, 7780s. Yep.
Yeah. So
it was the fake. Was the fake. And honestly, like, I get where you guys are going with that, because PT isn't really like, it's an acronym for playable teaser. So, but we didn't know playable teaser going in. We knew it was a teaser for something, but we didn't know what for. So it was kind of like weird, esoteric in that way. So I'm being silly. I'm making a joke. Don't worry.
No, it's okay. It's no, we appreciate it. I was gonna say, like, the privilege of being a small podcast is that we don't go through that. we can make as many mistakes. On the very first episode of Brainlords, I claimed that there's a third Pinbot game called Jackbot Son of Pinbot. It is a fucking lie. There is no such fucking game. And to this day, that haunts me, because it's like, someone's gonna find out one day.
Jorge, my first CinemaSins video, which was entirely a video built around pointing out the flaws of CinemaSins, the movie criticism channel. I made, like, the whole point was, no, you guys made mistakes, and I made a bunch of mistakes in it.
Oh,
like,
no.
I confused like a couple really famous bridges in the UK, and like the people pointing that out in the comments were like, I felt so terrible. So I totally, it's. I mean, but you know, that's one of the it happens, you know. You got it, the whole point. It's honestly, I see it as kind of a test of, like, you know, not like, kind of like character of just like, you know, if you get called out for making a mistake, you know, there's a person who would be like, no, I'm right, I'm doubled down, I'm a jerk. And then there are people who are like, no, I messed up, my bad.
My big one is, there's an early episode of Brainlords where I was trying to talk about Look Back, and I said your name, and I'm like, no.
I remember that.
Your name is the one that's, it's okay. I mean, it's fine. Like I don't want people online to think I'm a poser.
I don't want them to think I don't like the cool one.
I'm not a poser.
That's funny.
Oh man.
What are we talking about again?
Yeah, that's a great
some
great
playable
question.
teaser of something. I don't know.
We are talking about our previous episode was the legacy and past of PT. This is the future and all games affected post PT. So let's just jump straight into our talking points, shall we? Our first point is, despite being a non-existent game, how has PT influenced gaming since its release?
That's really good. Like, I just gotta compliment the questions here. You got a bunch of bangers on this one. This is some good stuff.
This is me trying to do a video essay with half of the effort.
Yeah.
Kyle always does the talking points. It's impressive. I'm just like, shit. How can I, like, if
you
if
say
I
that,
ever
but like,
have to do it, I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna?
You edited all of these, like they. Anyways, moving on.
Stop.
Stop.
Oh, by the way, what are your pronouns? I just wanted to make sure.
He, him, or whatever the fuck you're feeling like.
I'm him.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure, clarify.
My gender is a blue slime from Dragon Quest.
Yeah, my gender is he-ho.
My gender
I'm
is
a he-homie. My gender is Himalayan.
I mentioned this on another video that I did, but I think you can, a lot of the time you can kind of see trends, especially in horror, and how, like, sort of game developers sort of like look at what is popular. You know, I feel like Amnesia was a really big one. Another one would be Five Nights at Freddy's, obviously. And I think that a lot of the time you can see what is popular by how many other developers or like indie developers are getting into the space, and like kind of like like copy pasting sometimes, or trying to elevate it. Really, you can kind of see a lot of people chasing the trend of the game, and I think with PT that was so rampant, particularly because it got taken down from the PlayStation Store, and I think that there are a lot of developers rushed into the space to fill the void that PT left, and I think that that can be a good thing and a bad thing. And I think that one of the cool things that PT did in general was inspire indie developers, because it kind of did the Blumhouse thing of like where Blair Witch came out, and it was like really high ROI, return on investment. It was really like, oh, you can just go out into the woods and film stuff and then you can make a ton of money. That's possible. Okay, let's do that. And then Paranormal Activity comes out. And then basically Blumhouse sees that. Oren Peli was the creator of Paranormal Activity. Blumhouse sees that and goes, oh, this is going to do gangbusters. Let's gobble it up, change it a little bit, and then put it back out and have a really crazy ad campaign for it. And so they basically Blumhouse became the king of like ROI, this king of like micro budgets and like putting out movies that are min-max profits.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of game developers saw what was happening because PT kind of became the Blair Witch for gaming. I know that there have been many horror games before PT, obviously, that did similar things. But with PT, it really was like the low barrier to entry. Like really, you just needed an engine that could get somewhat reasonable photorealism and then try to focus more on like and not having enemies really, making it so that or not enemies, I should say fewer enemies,
or like no combat function.
No combat. That's exactly what I was going for. Is no combat, so no mechanics that you have to worry about. Really, just focus entirely on first-person game with a looping element that has a spooky most of the time lady who chases you and does various things. And the games inspired by PT really run the gamut there. Not that there weren't any horror games before PT that had a scary lady chasing you around, but I think definitely looping is one of the things that you can instantly clock. Oh, okay. I know the game that this was inspired by.
That was the takeaway, apparently.
Yeah, I'll let the listeners in on a little inside baseball here, but the onus of this episode was I was playing the game Baby Steps, and I got to a looping hallway, and I'm like, what the fuck has PT done? But this game does not exist, and yet.
And yet, yeah,
I'm seeing it over and over again. I'm stuck in the hallway, and the hallway is PT's influence.
Yeah, there are games. One of them, I don't know if you played it. It's called Me Side. Also has a like specific like a looping hallway. It's straight up the hallway from PT, but reversed. So instead of a kind of like an L shape, it's kind of like a J shape. Where
spooky.
And I know. Oh, and that's one of the things that I thought was interesting about I don't know. I'll just throw this out there. I've been thinking about PT for so long. Is like one of the really cool things about PT is that if it was just a straight hallway and you could see straight down it, it would kind of be more akin to an adventure game with the looping elements if you wanted to keep those. But because it has that turn, that makes it a horror game. I just really like that. It's because you can't see what's on the other side.
Yeah.
And your mind kind of goes crazy. It's like, oh, is she there? Is she there? I keep thinking about that. But I had that idea, and it's like, I don't know. I don't want to make a YouTube short about it.
I mean, that's fair. Like PT is nothing but like these really subtle, highly polished ideas that are simple in theory, but like when they come all together, that's really where it shines.
Yeah. I was gonna say I really like the comparison to Blair Witch Project because that was like a very similar endeavor, like just minimalist approach to something that becomes high concept because of it. And Blair Witch, a lot of people kind of memed on it, but it is it's a very interesting movie if you put your mind into the context of that time when you're watching it.
People legitimately thought it was like theaters were distributing like a real snuff film.
Thought it was real, number one. And number two, it was just like that concept of found footage, which is not a new thing. Or at least not a mainstream thing.
Yeah, like Cannibal Holocaust had done it before, but this was a mainstream
like this
example
was
of it.
In theaters. A lot of people saw the trailers. A lot of people, they thought it was like, I remember this came out, I was in like 6th or 7th grade, I can't remember, but like all the kids thought it was like a real fucking movie. Like, oh shit, they found that footage. Like that.
You remember the website?
Kind of. Actually, no. Tell me.
The website was basically full of a bunch of lore to get you to. It was the kind of the central pillar of the ad campaign for Blair Witch, which was it basically had like bios and like the story of the kids who went out of the woods.
Okay, yeah.
And it had a little bit more context for like the curse of the Blair Witch, who the Blair Witch was, or just like seeding that idea and having, a lot of the people who were interviewed at the beginning of the Blair Witch, I think there were some bios on them, some like screenshots of them. It did a really good job of making you think that it was real. And it's interesting that people memed on it because there is so much. I'm watching a lot of like Nexpo and like chilling scares on like YouTube and stuff, those channels that kind of document a lot of the like creepier sides of the internet and like the weird shit that's going on online. And I feel like a lot of the really narrative focused projects that people work on, it's just Blair Witch, but like, it's on the internet and there is no context. So it's like, you don't have the like confirmation that it's not real. And that really fucks with people, and they eat that shit up. But then the moment that a movie is in the theater, it's like, that kind of ruins. Like, this isn't believable anymore. I'm sorry, I don't buy it. I don't know what character this is I'm doing right now. It's
that was me in 7th grade, watching and being like, that's not real.
That's not real.
So
that reminds me of a joke where it's like something legitimately terrifying is happening to somebody and they're just like, that's not real. No, that's not real. No,
that was me though. That's what I used to
ghost, like a PT, like in real life chasing you down a hallway. It's like, nope, she's not real. That's not real. Nope. Killed, shaking your head.
Moving back to PT, I do think it's fair to like, if you're categorizing video game horror, I think it's fair to call the like post PT a whole era of PT. You cannot discount like the rise of mascot horror, analog horror, and like lo-fi horror is definitely like, that is a thing now. These are all like concurrent subgenres, but like from Amnesia to PT and from PT until now, I think it's fair to call that like a major defining point in horror games, excuse me.
Yeah. And I think that the defining era that we're in right now is kind of what people have deemed the friend slop era. Games like Lethal Company have come out and Repo. Yeah, where it's like, people have realized that it's fun to be scared, but it's more fun to be scared together and to share in that experience. And it also works for like, I think a lot of games are actually like playing into the streaming element. And I think that's one of the things that's interesting about Amnesia is because Amnesia historically caused PewDiePie, to the YouTuber, to blast off into, where he is today. And really made him mainstream because he was playing Amnesia and like, screaming into a camera.
Yeah, the spectacle horror of it all.
Exactly. And I just saw on Reddit the other day a developer who's advertising their game as when you play the game as the player, you see one perspective, but when you're streaming it to your audience, they see a different perspective. And so part of the game is listening to your audience telling you kind of like what's going on, where to investigate, what to look at and stuff.
It's funny too, actually, that you bring up the whole friend slop thing, because a lot of those are all iterative of Phasmophobia, which is functionally just multiplayer PT.
Yeah, yep. Yes, nailed it. And Phasmo is great. I really did like, especially playing in VR and tricking your friends into thinking a ghost is walking around by taking
fundamentally
boots
too.
and moving
That's
them around.
operating on all the same levels because you don't know all the rules for the ghosts.
Right.
And there's a lot of ambiguity to it, and it's like reading your voice input, like whether it's intentional or not, that game takes a lot from PT.
Yeah, I think that yes, I think that a lot of that kind of horror, I mean, really, it kind of boils down to like one of the games that really yoinked from PT early on was a game called Allison Road. And one of the things that Phasmo does that, and I don't want to I'm not calling Phasmo a PT clone at all. They're two completely different games. I sometimes I get pigeonholed in like calling everything a PT clone, and I want to make absolutely certain that is not. I'm not saying that, but Allison Road was definitely kind of a clone of PT. I think that in its marketing, the developer was specifically like trying to be like, it's PT, but imagine if it was, instead of a hallway, it's a house. And that was the whole thing. Instead of a hallway, it's a house. And so I feel like a lot of Phasmo was it really does feel like that, where it's like, oh no, it's the whole house this time, not just a hallway. And
but
it's cool.
The big thing about Phasmophobia is like the social aspect of it. Becomes like the missing ingredient for to propel that genre further into like mainstream, I guess. I don't know.
No, yeah, I totally get that. And one of the things that's lost, much like you pointed out with Blair Witch and the missing context that, from nowadays of the ad campaign and how people actually thought that, oh my God, we're watching snuff in this theater. Much like that, there's missing context with PT. And it's something that I don't think a lot of people realize. Is a couple things. First is that one of the reasons it took off, and I feel like this gets lost in a bunch of conversations, is that it was a playable teaser for a Silent Hill game that was being made by Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro, that starred a incredibly popular actor, aka Norman Reedus. And so no matter what the actual teaser was, it was fated to blow up and for people to like lose their minds over it, because oh my God, it literally could have been a video, and that video would have gone down in history.
If anything, that was our takeaway from the previous episode, is like all that other stuff is less interesting than PT itself, and yet it all came together. Came together. It came together and crashed and burned, but still.
But that was it's true. That was part of like, or half the impact. We discussed that in the last episode. There's a lot of things that kind of became the perfect storm for PT, or should I say the perfect tornado.
Guys, we have to stop with the acronyms. I thought it was funny for the first couple, but I have to tell you, they're pretty terrible.
Are you? I'm about to. No! Boo this man!
Boo this man!
Are you about to OD on them?
Oh God!
All right, I just died. I'm a ghost now.
All right. Oh no, I'm so scared.
I mean, I don't have my flashlight, so I'm fine.
I'm very spooked right now. But anyway, yeah, there were like three big elements.
You're a still frame. Anyway,
three things that like propelled PT was the game itself, the experience itself, the fact that it was revealed to be a trailer for a popular, like for another, the biggest installment yet of a then. I'm not gonna say dormant franchise, but at cult. Least like it was called a little kind of cooling off a little bit, and then the final thing was that urban legend aspect of it, like we mentioned in the last episode, where after it got taken down, it just became this thing of like, whoa, that happened, and now you can't play it anymore, and it just kind of like ironically cemented it as like an urban myth,
Yeah, FOMO is entertainment's MSG.
Bro, FOMO is like the steroids of games, especially like digital media. Like holy shit.
It's a dark pattern at this point. Yeah, definitely. But you're missing one. It was the one that I was getting to, the 0.4, the hidden 0.4.
Yeah.
Which is the PT had a built-in collaborative aspect to it. And that was solving the puzzles.
Oh, yeah. And we talked about that too. And that to me, that's my favorite aspect about PT. Like the fact that it was built to be a community effort. It's vague on purpose, like meant to be a puzzle meant to be solved by people from around the world and everyone who played.
Yeah. Well, here, why don't we segue to my next topic? We mentioned Amnesia earlier. So what is the difference between a game influenced by PT and a game influenced by Amnesia?
Physics puzzle.
Yeah. I think that's a good point, that like you mentioned PT is almost this like collaborative thing. And I think Amnesia blew up because it became a speculative thing, but post PT,
like a spectator thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
But I think PT brought into the conversation sort of the multiplayer aspect of these single player games, whereas Amnesia is functionally just a single player stealth game where you're heavily disempowered. I would say Alien Isolation is more, even though it came out after PT, I believe, is more of an Amnesia game than a PT game.
Oh.
I would say yes and no. Well, the only reason I say no is because one of the things that PT did that I wish more games did, and the thing that I love that Alien Isolation picked up on, is the singular and antagonist, the singular monster that is really well thought out, has a really decent AI, that you learn their patterns, they become a character in and of themselves.
I didn't realize that the alien learns.
Yeah, no, there's a video, there's a bunch of videos about the AI of Alien Isolation.
Yeah, in researching, I learned that just last week, so.
We're gonna do AI acronyms now. But the all-encompassing all right, I'm done. The alien in Alien Isolation is like constantly learning, constantly like trying to figure you out, and it's terrifying. You can always tell like a really good horror game when you don't ever want to play it again. I loathed playing Alien Isolation. It was so fucking scary. Can we curse?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I cursed.
Yeah, that fucking sucked. I love that game so much. It was so cool. Going in the vent and then having the alien. Oh, one of the mini tangent. One of my favorite things about Alien Isolation is saving the game, where you have to plug in the little card and then you have that moment of looking around while it processes your save, and it's like, alien's gonna get me. Alien's gonna get me. As soon as this thing, I'm gonna get killed. I love little like touches like that.
I love that games have come back to making saving stressful.
I didn't know that could happen. And like, can it actually get you while it's saving, or does it like wait?
I think it can, but
then it gets you.
I think it can. I'm pretty sure it can, but it's one of those things where even if it can't, it's still like, I mean, there are loops in PT where Lisa cannot get you. Like she is just not there.
Yeah, the threat of it is more important. It's saying I am going to jump scare. It doesn't matter if you're actually going to do it. You've invited the doubt.
Yeah, the threat is there, and just like when I believe the first time you hear what was it? What was the exact? Hold on one sec. I think it's like don't look back. I forget the exact verbiage of PT.
Oh,
yeah,
PT?
look behind you.
Look behind you.
Yeah, because there's the layers of fear one that rips it off.
I literally just like refreshed my memory with like of some of the stuff with layers of fear, and obviously my wires are getting crossed. But yeah, don't look back, like or look behind you, and like in that, when you hear that, like you can look behind you, it's fine. Like, but then in the next loop, you can get fucked up. So it's like it's the threat,
Yeah, I think you raise a good point there, that like it's more about the space that you occupy and the enemy, whereas Amnesia is a little bit more about the puzzles, about the physics, about like the interactivity of it all.
So I have a question. Was Amnesia designed to be like a spectator game?
No.
Or did that just happen to be that way?
It's just your classic like Lovecraft inspired adventure game where you're heavily disempowered, and it was definitely, it's not the first horror game to force you into like hiding segments, but it really like
I see.
That was its main hook, was if you get spotted by the monster, like you panic, you cannot operate easily when you're under stress, so you need to hide and wait for the monster to get by because you can't fight back.
Right. So like, I guess where games that are influenced by PT take the wrong message from the game experience and think, oh, the good part was the loops and the scary lady. I feel like with Amnesia, that equivalent becomes like, oh, game that streamers can play and scream at. You know what I mean? Am I off base there, or is that like?
If you're talking about the thing that other developers took away from Amnesia popping off with streamers, then I think that's apt. I think that a lot of people saw what happened with Amnesia and
Mhm.
all of the various people who are really interested in not necessarily playing it, but definitely watching it be played and realizing that there is an innate sort of advertising that happens there. I think
Yeah, yeah.
that is apt. I think that you would be correct with that um,
But like,
deduction.
is that kind of a when equating that to PT, does that translate well, or is there like a more design philosophy that people borrow from Amnesia that's more important than the spectator aspect of it?
Well, it's an interesting conversation because it's an interesting question to ask because with PT, it was designed, but unfortunately, PT was solved really quickly to the
Yeah.
point where like it was basically I think the game's been data mined since since it came out, and I believe that there was basically you had to engage with the voice recognition of the PlayStation 4
Hmm.
in order to trigger the ending, but there was like kind of a failsafe that was built in there where it would randomly confirm some of the baby laughs at the very end. And so a streamer basically managed to luck out and get it and get the first two baby laughs and then got the next one and they were able to complete it like that without actually confirming it, which is interesting because it still was a mystery because people were like, well, yeah, we now know that PT is a playable teaser for Silent Hills, but
Hmm.
how did they solve this? So there was I was part of the solving community like right when the game came out. And it was amazing. I can't tell you. Like that's one of the
I
things I was
bet.
trying to say
Yeah.
before. It was so fun. Y'all missed out. It
Well,
was a
yeah,
bunch of people
yeah.
posting absolute bonkers stuff like the Silent Hill circumcision theory level, like theory crafting going on.
Flips
Like,
over the counter. It has been 0 days since the.
and you know what? One of those people was me.
Yeah.
I went nuts. I was like, I was specifically looking for a code for the
Mhm.
ending. You know how the lights turn red and yellow and all the different colors? I was
Mhm.
going through the loop over and over and over and over and marking them on a sheet. And I was like, okay, first loop, nothing. Second loop, yellow light. Third loop, nothing. And I was doing that so much. That
No,
my
the
friend was
closest
like,
I got to that was in a scene in one of the later chapters in Deltarune. I was literally like putting screenshots of the game through
Mhm.
different visual impairments like red-green colorblind, blue-green colorblind, and all that to try and
Mhm.
figure out if a subtle color shift meant one of the characters was colorblind.
Oh, interesting.
Turns out not, but and
That's
kind of
not
actually
regular.
to go on another slight tangent, I did something similar to this, and the most a friend has ever apologized to me was they subtly they pressured me into buying Glittermitten Grove when it first launched. And I was like, okay,
Oh.
what's the deal? Come on, you can tell me. And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Just buy the game. And so I put like 5 hours into the thing, and apparently the actual Frog Fractions 2, they knew about it, but it did not unlock until December 24th. So I was playing a game that functionally I could not could not get to Frog Fractions. So I think what they should have
I
done.
didn't know it was timed. I thought you could just like get it.
No, like when the game first came out, you
Yeah.
could not get to Frog Fractions 2.
That's
They added a small
up.
update, and that's when people saw the update. That's
Yeah.
when people figured it out.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Well, that's
unfortunately, people data mine stuff so fast that like I don't blame them for that. I don't blame the developers for doing stuff like that because
Yeah.
stuff, man, it must be tough like making games
Yeah.
these days.
And maybe that's the biggest takeaway is that a game influenced by Amnesia, a game influenced by PT. Like PT is more aware of how the horror is being consumed.
I
Yeah,
guess like something I want to ask real quick. Yeah, another thing I wanted to ask was like, could PT exist in like the now where like games are just heavily data mined like right away?
Fuck. That's a good
Nothing is a
question.
secret. Everything is just like because people like we're in terms of like games news, we kind of are in the age of like we just know everything now, and it's just like that like developers opt to just tell you as much as they can ahead of time, because it's like, well, it's either going to get leaked or data mined, so like whatever. And I just feel like PT would not have that same effect if it came out now.
Yeah, imagine searching for answers on how to do PT on the internet now with the guides economy the way that it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, why don't we move on to our next topic then? How has the influence of PT become positive, and when/how does it become negative?
An
So
interesting
let's.
question.
Do we want to just start with one, positive versus negative, influenced by PT?
All right, yeah, we can take
Sure.
a turn.
Let's start with negative first, because I want to end on a nicer note.
Okay.
Bob, as you are quite the expert in, and as you vocalized earlier, PT being taken off the store created this power vacuum where everyone had this gold rush of, first person find the object horror games, and there was a lot of low effort stuff that was purposely made to jump in on that vacuum. And I think the biggest lesson that everyone took away from it was like, oh, spooky hallway lady chase.
Yep. And sometimes, what if straight up just copy pasting the entire game on Android? That I don't know if you've seen it, but there are a couple just straight up just like, oh, you don't care. Oh, you do not give a shit.
Oh, where it's like TP and the assets are just totally.
Literally, yes. There are games called Silent Hills, like the copyright infringement be damned. Like, who cares? Let's just do this thing. When we're shut down, we're shut down. Yeah, it was really bad for a little while there. And then, but my favorite thing was like the fan made recreations that actually like tried. Like, I don't know if you there was a what was the name of that PlayStation 4 like game making games?
Oh,
Dreams. Yeah. Have you seen Silent Hills and Dreams?
No.
Oh my god. My favorite thing are the fan-made versions of the original PT trailer, the PT teaser. I don't know if you've seen that. The one that Guillermo del Toro worked on with Kojima. It was like a very first one with the giant hand that goes through the hallway. Have you never seen this?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god. Pause the podcast. Yeah, no, it's wild. It's really cool. It's original. Yeah, it's freaky. It's quite nice. It's still got the major stuff. It's got the 204-863. It's got a couple. I think there was a name on one of the doors. It's a Silent Hill reference.
This was Tokyo Game Show. How did they announce this? What did they call this?
This came out after PT came out, so this is the concept movie. The after it was revealed after it was found that PT was a teaser for Silent Hills.
Oh my god, the worm thing.
Yep. Funny enough, there are
I saw that too.
There are a few game developers who have used this as inspiration for their games.
I mean,
and
no one's doing anything with it.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called. I think it's like, is it called like gigantophobia, where the fear of really big things? Just that big hand going through the hallway is like, oh, there's something there.
I want to say batophobia is the fear of like unnaturally like large things.
Yeah. Oh, gigantophobia is the fear of tall people.
Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah. No. Not that.
Sorry, I misspoke. Batophobia is the irrational fear of being under tall buildings or high objects, which it sort of goes works with the giant hand. So
megalophobia is what it is. That.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, these games are gold rushing and aping off of all of the stuff that they think is what makes PT interesting. It's not the subtlety, it's not the nuance, it's not the high polish. It's like, no, can you look around and can you click on pages? That's good enough.
Which, hey, Slender's right there. Yeah. Come on now. Yeah, it's really it's funny because it's like you see that a lot in game development, especially now. I think that the early on with games, there was still some of this, but games were kind of made. There was more of a chance for games to be wildly different from each other, just because they were kind of being made, more individually, more
Yeah,
separate from each
there's
other.
not as much of a shared verbiage for what feels good, what people
Yeah,
recognize.
and I think using a shared engine these days as well with
Yeah.
UE5 and all that kind of thing, which is not innately a bad thing. I just want to make that clear. But
Mhm.
like, it just introduces more of a chance of things becoming samey. And I think that a lot of the time, especially with the way, because I was just talking about this with my girlfriend, like games are really interesting because they're a space where it's like tech meets art. And more so than with a lot of other, like with movies, like movies still use tech in order to achieve their art, but with video games, it's like there's more interaction there, so there's more like reliance on like people's the technology of their computers, etc. There's more chance for like interaction, which means there's more tech influence on that, and because of that, I think that there is a chance for um, basically people to view games as more of like tech showpieces. Like, I think a lot of time when people like kind of recommend certain games, it's like, oh, isn't this like this other thing? Like remasters is a really good example of this, or remakes, because it's like you're and I'm not saying that all remasters and remakes are bad, but what I'm saying is what they're kind of chasing and what is happening there is like you're taking a piece of art and then you're using tech to basically make it into something quote unquote new, and
Yeah.
it's kind of sad sometimes. It's not that.
How much that like it's not understood about like the original's like vision and intent. When it
Yeah,
comes to
exactly. Like, and that's kind of what I'm getting back to with the way that people like sort of copied PT is they're copying the sort of the style of it rather than its substance, rather than what it
yeah,
was.
the surface level aspects of it are what like people take away. I have this argument with Earthbound. Um,
Mm,
a lot of the Earthbound fan games and Earthbound likes tend to focus on like the superficial. Oh, it's quirky. Oh, it's weird. But none of
mm,
them really capture like the essence of what I think is the original artistic vision of Earthbound, which was go outside,
It's
touch
sincere.
grass.
yeah, touch grass. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and the sincerity of like finding how mundane things are actually quite remarkable when you see them through a very different lens.
Yeah, or the things that they want you to find scary become a much more like cruel thing. They go for a lot more shock things with layers of fear.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a lot of like
Because that's like
that
I
that
guess it's like
tired
the
trope of
immediate
like a
effect.
disability
Yeah.
or like some wrongdoing, like a victimhood makes you a monster. A lot of them sort of pulled the like, oh well, it's supposed to like be a horror that means something or has like something behind it, and they kind of like take the wrong lessons, or they take a shortcut into having some like triggered meanings behind something, or some heavy associations they don't really understand how to use or use tastefully.
And at worst
Exactly.
it's more of like the, oh, we need a jump scare. We need scary lady that floats and smiles. And yeah, it's like, okay, I mean, yeah, those things are there, but they're not necessarily at the core of what resonated with people.
Yeah, it's all very vapid.
Yeah, it's
I,
a real
th-
problem when it comes to psychological horror as well, because then you suddenly start, turning real like situations of like emotional trauma into like you
yeah,
monsterify like that
Oh
kind
my
of thing,
god.
and
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
yeah.
so othering and it just it's honestly it's gross.
It's stigmatizing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's yeah, it has the complete opposite effect, which is like it's supposed to be a complicated thing. It's not supposed to reduce it down to the monstrosity. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, and
When I think the thing that's so scary about PT is that like these are just regular ass dudes that are gonna like that are just gonna fucking kill you. Like these are just your dads or like
Yeah,
the
something
mundane people in
we
your community that are
something we
capable of like
mentioned
horrible things.
in the last episode was how the big reveal of the story is just like the most it's very predictable. It's not really like a plot twist or anything, but it's genuinely a terrifying thing. Someone in the family went mad and killed everybody. Like it doesn't have to be like the demon that is referred to in the story ends up becoming like a metaphor or an analogy for like the horrible things that normal people can do, which is the real scary thing.
Yeah. So I think the good thing is that like there's not as much to say when it comes to like these negative things that take influence from PT, because they are a lot more disposable. They're a lot more of the moment. They're a lot more vapid. There's just not as much to say. But positive things, on the other hand, I think like some of my favorite games are very like in the recent years have been inspired directly by PT.
Mm.
Uh, Bob, you bring up Devotion a lot, and I guess for the listeners and for Jorge, let's
Hello.
explain Devotion.
Devotion is a first-person horror game that is an amazing experience, and you should absolutely play it. It's developed by Red Candle, who recently put out Nine Souls, which is a game
I don't shut up about.
Really?
I need to finish it.
It's good.
I was a backer. I was supposed to submit an audio clip for them, but I forgot.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, I fucked up. But yeah, no, I play. Oh man, anything Red Candle does, I'm there. I'm absolutely.
I had no
there.
idea they were the same, because I knew about Devotion. I had no idea they were the same developers as Nine
It's
Souls.
funny too, because when you play Nine Souls, you get in and you're like, there's a lot of body horror in this, and then you realize like it's Red Candle, and you're like, oh okay, they can't help themselves.
Yeah, no.
But going back to Devotion, yeah. So it plays similarly to PT, but instead of a looping hallway, you're going through different eras of an apartment building that you're living in. It follows the story of a family that is a sort of washed up writer, the father, and a retired famous singer, the mother, and the pressures they're putting on their child to be in the spotlight, to be, a nepo baby, for lack of a, like they're using their networking and their ties to the performance industry to prop her up, and the stressors that are happening as she's failing to live up to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so the big thing with PT, and I think why this is such a positive example of taking influence from it, is that you don't go through the same room after room after room. You're going back and forth in this complex, and the different doors you can open are different years as you try to piece together what happened to this family and when. There's a video that keeps playing of her performance on the stage of like a classic Chinese folk song, and like, when did that happen? Was there a fallout after it? And you're really understanding like the depths that this family fell chasing this fame, especially the father. So
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say that it's also one of the things that I wish more games did is one of the things that I wish more games took away from PT is kind of I know that some people on this podcast might not subscribe to the theory that PT is more of an autobiographical telling of Kojima's sort of breaking up with Konami. But one of the things that, even if that is just a theory, I think there's a lot of credence to that. And I think that one of the things that I wish more games did was kind of use their games more as a way of expressing themselves and telling more autobiographical stories, because all games are haunted by the people that make them.
Yeah.
And I think
I'll
that,
agree with that. Yeah.
and one of the things that Devotion does is really actually hold a mirror up to I think it's a Taiwanese tradition of, it's called the birthday grab. I won't go into specifics, but Devotion it's a wonderful game on so many levels.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot speak more highly of it. I urge everyone out there to play it. And best part, it's super cheap and it doesn't take much time to play.
It's a 2-3 hour game.
It's a 2 to 3 hour game. It's perfect. If you want to watch a nice movie, you can play a nice game. And it's so wonderful. And if you aren't, if your emotional heartstrings are not pulled by the end of it, I
I weep for you.
I am sad.
Yeah.
But
Also to go off what you were saying, Bob, it's Zhao Zhao is, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, or probably not. I'm probably fucking up really bad. That's what you're referring to. It's where it's the 1 year is a bigger deal than the birth, because of traditions tying back to like your baby's lived long enough to like get past that danger zone.
Oh, I see.
yeah, and there's a specific tradition of the reason it's called the birthday grab is because you basically have the child crawl across a bunch of different like toys that represent different things, like a toy, like I think it was like a calculator and like a toy pencil, other the things that represent like their career paths, and the thing that they grab onto is their path in life. That's kind of that you're being prescribed like what your life, even before you can talk. And it's like the game it's about a lot of things, and one of the thing it's also about mental health issues and mental health struggles, and sort of the way that cultures vilify like people who are struggling, or view them without.
And cults, it's about how people get preyed on in their insecurities. And the fact that we're like, this much can be said about a 2 or 3 hour game, like that's the influence of PT. It's such a personal, deeply cultural, like deeply ambiguous thing that has so much to say, is so packed full of like this rich imagery. And that's that's getting it. That's doing your homework and completing the assignment.
I was gonna ask, how much of devotion is left up to the player to figure out? Because that's something I love about PT is how intentionally vague it is.
I mean, all the game is functionally is like some simple puzzles, some spatial awareness, and going back and forth in highly densely packed rooms and looking at stuff to see what the family is like.
Okay, yeah, because that's really cool.
Yeah, it's not like as open to interpretation as like something like Silent Hill F, but or not even Silent Hill F, more like hell, Silent Hill 1 or PT. But I think that it does a lot with what with the 2 to 3 hour.
You certainly have to piece a lot together.
Yeah, you will have fun doing it. It's just that at a certain point, it will be an emotional roller coaster. But yeah, like it's also visually just wonderful. Like it is stunning in some sections. It is really, it's one of those amazing examples of horror being really beautiful, and just like having those moments of just like, you're walking through like a graveyard and there's just a wonderful patch of like flowers, and it's I don't even know if that's a good metaphor, but I cannot sing its praises highly enough. I highly recommend.
I appreciate that. Both of you are kind of really selling me on it, because I really didn't know much about this game until I watched one of your videos, Bob. And I had no.
My
it's
video
not even
called
on
"Please
Steam.
Play Devotion."
Yeah, that one exactly. It's not even on Steam. Like they took it down. You have to get it in like through their own website. Now? No.
No, I do not think so.
Okay.
I checked today. I was like, oh wait, I want to play this, and no, it's not. Only the soundtrack is there.
Yeah, it's not hard to get though.
And that's the influence of PT.
It's being taken down.
I guess like I want at least one more example of like a positive.
I mean, I have an easy one for you, Jorge, and one that I was telling Bob about, but 1,000 Times Resist.
Let's go. Speaking of personal stories,
a lot from
PT.
Video
games. Yeah.
So, Bob, how familiar are you with 1,000 Times Resist?
Not at all.
So it's another game that's about a lot of things. And some people are very bad at elevator pitching it, but to put it in brief, Jorge, you got this?
I can elevator pitch it.
Let's fucking go.
I can elevator pitch it. It is
anime.
Holy shit.
See, it's difficult.
It's a game about the millennial fantasy of healing generational trauma.
Yeah.
Of fixing generational trauma. Not only in the macrocosm, but in the microcosm. And that's what I love about it. It uses a real life event. I won't say what so that it's not spoiled. to demonstrate, like how generational trauma can be a thing that's felt by like a entire country of people, but then it hyper focuses then on like, or I'll say like it moves the scope into the main character to represent that in like a personal sense, and how it translates into like how a major thing can transform into like a very interpersonal thing, but still have like just as an impactful of an effect that resonates through generations.
Yeah. So
I love this game. Please play it.
It's one of our favorite games.
What kind of game? Like, how do you interface with it? Is it?
Yeah, it's kind of a third person. Like you move around. Now, the interesting thing about it is that it's very. It doesn't necessarily have combat. It's more of a mystery game.
I would say like the actual gameplay is as though you were playing Mass Effect, but it's only the Citadel.
Oh yeah, so a lot of it is like multiple choice based dialogue. There's a really neat mechanic where once you enter into what I'll call the memory world.
Let's take a quick step back. So Bob, the actual game itself is about a science fiction matriarchal society of clones that all worship the All-Mother, the original person. And the different clones in this are given roles of like 5 major positions based around like being a doctor or law enforcement. You are knower, and your current role is to catalog and sort of be the one that actually knows sort of the history and backstory of the All-Mother. The game is jumping around time a lot because it opens up with you fucking killing her. But the main bulk of the game is you going...
The scene is very well done. Like in
the
intro. It pulls you in immediately.
Yeah, but the bulk of the game is going in different memories with some of the other different people of different positions, and sort of sharing their memories and what they understand of the All-Mother. And so that's where the PT connection comes in. Is in these memories, like you're in a cramped Vancouver apartment, either a Canadian apartment with immigrant parents, dealing with an angsty teenager, and as you like go through the different doors, it's like looping, it's going through different eras, and you're jumping back and forth in time and piecing together the story of what really happened here.
So the neat mechanic is that, and this is kind of where I'm not going to call it a loop mechanic, but it does work similarly, is that every time you're in an area, you can change the date. Like you can travel through time essentially and see like what was happening on set dates, and it encourages you to like retread and retrace your steps back to see if there's something new or to see if there's something you miss, and that's how you progress through the game.
That's one of the things I really liked about PT is that it really kind of familiarized you with the space innately, just because that was the space you were navigating. But just because of the nature of it being a first-person game, you're naturally looking at these things. You're naturally like sort of getting used to the space. And whenever there's a subtle difference, whenever there's something off, you kind of clock it. And I wish it did more with that, honestly. Like, I know a lot of people say that Silent Hills couldn't have been just PT writ large, but honestly, it kind of could. There's a lot of meat on that bone. It just hasn't been tapped. And I trust Kojima, a person like Kojima, to really kind of go for that. But that's interesting. You guys, you might like a game called Higurashi. I'm just gonna throw it out there. If you're a fan of looping, you might.
I see.
But no, this sounds interesting. I actually think I've heard of this game before. I just didn't try it out. How long does it take to
the fuck out of it every time?
It's what would you say, like 10 hours or so? It's honestly
it's like 10. A good like a very to the point run, no extra stuff. 10 hours.
Yeah, and the best part is it's very distinctly in chapters. You can play it like a prestige drama.
Yeah,
where you basically play like an hour and a half a night.
Yeah.
I am on Steam, and it says buy a bundle of this game. It's called Feel Good Games, the Feel Good Games bundle, and there are 2 games in it. It is 1000 Times Resist and Mouthwashing.
Okay.
They're being cheeky. They're being cheeky about that.
Okay, yeah, no. This is not a feel-good game.
I did not feel good after finishing Mouthwash. I felt like shit, actually.
I love my wife is Taiwanese, so I've played with her. I've played Devotion with her. I've played 1,000 times Resist to her, and she's like, Kyle, can you please just stop showing me games about generational trauma?
Oh god, I love them though. I love stories.
They're so good.
Because I too am suffering from generational trauma. Anyway.
Jorge.
Yeah,
we all are.
Yeah, it's the millennial curse.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I look for in horror games these days is not games that focus on how pointless our lives are, or how pointless we may feel like our choices in life are, but games that make realize that the true horror is that everything we do matters. And that everything we put into the world actually matters.
Stop. And that's spooking me too much. I'm pooping my pants over here.
I mean, that's kind of the horror of mouthwashing, is you have to take responsibility.
Take responsibility. Oh god, mouthwashing is so fucking good.
And mouthwashing probably couldn't exist the way that it does without PT. It's honestly also playing through your familiarity with the space.
Hey.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Slay the Princess is also actually
See, and that's where I think we're at a really interesting time right now, because now we're starting to get to games that are inspired or coming, in waves from PT, whether direct or indirect, that are not strictly horror or first-person looping hallway games. It's Slay the Princess, where it's playing with what happens when you go through a narrative over and over and over again. And one that I'd like to, I brought it up earlier, but I'd like to go into a little bit more detail. But this was what inspired the episode, was playing Baby Steps. And when you see Baby Steps, it's a game where you play a man with the juiciest ass.
And it's sweaty. I don't like it.
It's sweaty, and he's a fail son, and he stumbles around barefoot in a magical realism Australia, as everyone in the game seems hell-bent on getting him to ask for help. And it seems like just one of those games where you're like, oh, this is like a streamer game. You're supposed to just watch someone beef it in this game. And to be fair, my wife and her sister were over, and her sister was having a rough time, and they were laughing, watching me fall down. But then story moments of this game happen where they imply that I'll spoil just a little bit here, but they imply that you are going to get a wish if you go up to the top of this mountain. And it's becoming abundantly clear that your character just wants to wish for a bathroom because he's pee shy. And other characters are trying to get him to wish for cigarettes because they're out of cigarettes. And it'd be really awesome if you could get us more cigarettes. And it's such a Pinocchio-ass fable that's going on. When he actually gets to the moment where he can make this wish, hypothetically speaking, he fails to do any of that, and you realize just how sad and depressed of a person he is. And as you're sort of dealing with the repercussions of what has just happened, of how much in pain this person is, they know that they're a failure. I had a moment where I walk through a cave and I go through a door and I'm in an apartment. And I'm like, no. And I take a turn. It's the same exact turn. And I'm going through different eras of this person's life where his parents are getting more and more desperate at him, that are kind of giving up reaching out to him, even as the apartment goes from full of boxes to a little bit unpacked, and then still not very unpacked. And it's just I'm taking these looping hallways, and I'm like, this is PT's legacy right here, is playing with how you exist in a space, in a video game, and just utterly fucking with that. It is astounding just how much influence this game has had, despite the fact that we're at the roguelite portion of it. Now we're not even PT games directly. They're doing their own thing now, but we're still going back to this game.
Yeah, the I don't know why, but you were talking about that. It kind of reminded me of the Stanley Parable.
That's absolutely the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's Bennett Foddy. Oh, getting over it with. Oh yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I only have a little bit of experience with Baby Steps. I haven't actually played it. I've only seen a couple clips of people failing and falling.
Well, let me tell you, there's a story, and it's rough.
I might check this out. All right. Yeah, because I know that Getting Over It was similarly like kind of it had a lot to say about failing and quote getting over it unquote. And yeah, I think that games are cool. I think it's a pretty controversial thing to say. But.
And maybe that's what's so exciting about this is like it feels like every week there's something new that comes out that I'm like, there's so much untapped potential here in this medium.
Yeah, and I think that one of the not just lasting legacies of PT, but of Kojima is playing with the format and playing with the way that things, because that's another aspect of PT that I feel like hasn't really been talked about much. Is like looking for those the pictures of the torn up picture of Lisa, and realizing that one of them is in your fucking menu. Like when you open up your menu and you can zoom in with R3 and it's just there. It's like playing with the format of your game, playing with the sort of the walls that are surrounding your game is something classic. It's classic Kojima stuff, and I love it when games do that.
Signalis does the same thing where you see an item and it's a photograph of a character, and then something happens and you go back to your inventory and the photo is different, and everyone notices that, and it's phenomenal.
And you know what that's very likely referencing?
What? Oh, Silent Hill?
Silent Hill 2.
Yeah.
The same thing happens with your letter from Mary.
Yeah.
You look at it at a certain point at the end and it's just a blank sheet of paper. Spoilers for Silent Hill 2? Anyway.
Well, why don't we take a quick break with a segment I call Game Ratings. I'm going to present a category like Pokemon Middle Evolutions, games with tank controls, video game dads, and we're going to come up with something underrated, overrated, and accurately rated.
Hey, this subject might have video game dads.
No, this subject today is the humans of Silent Hill.
Some of them are dads.
So many of them are dads, frankly. Does anyone want to begin with an over or under or accurately rated human character in Silent Hill?
I got the most boring pick, so maybe I should go first.
Do it. Go.
Pick one.
Overrated.
Overrated? I'm sorry, everybody.
Let's all say it at the same time. James
Oh my God, are you serious? Okay, yeah, that's it. That was it. And it has nothing, and I'm wondering if everyone feels the same way about it.
Yeah, okay. I think maybe we'll have slightly different reasons. So go, what are your reasons?
My reason for it has nothing to do with the fact that he's not a complex or interesting character, because I think he is. The issue I have with James is that it's just one of the most grossly misinterpreted characters in video game history. And I just get tired of talking about him.
Yeah.
it's
I
on
think
par with Joel from The Last of Us.
The worship of that
want to talk
character
about it anymore.
Comes at the expense of all the other characters. There are so many really cool things that I think don't get to be seen as people put their identity into James Sutherland, and I think that's a shame.
Yeah, and I guess I don't know how y'all feel, but to me it's more about just the conversation around this character has kind of. I'm not going to say poison, but it has become kind of trite.
It's certainly, you have to dodge some speed bumps and some yeah.
It's horribly reductive now. James has been just kind of
yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah, he's been kind of pigeonholed into just bad guy. And even though the entire game is about recognizing that yes, he did a bad thing.
Just like James, we're stuck. We can't move on.
We're just we're looping. What? We're stuck in all loop. But yeah, no, not that take is invalid, because I don't want to invalidate people's opinion. If you think that James is just a pure piece of shit and you don't want to think about him anymore,
no, that's the beauty of him. It's really important how shitty he is. That is great.
Yeah, and it's the thing that really pisses me off. I don't know if you all have been around the Silent Hill 2 space long enough to pick up on this, but the people including James's original voice actor,
Ooh.
who think that James is a victim of Mary's abuse.
Oh.
I
Oh.
have to walk away. I have to put my phone down when I hear that take, and I just have to walk away and calm down for a bit. It is, and it really should tell you that the guy who thinks that Mary was abusive, James's original voice actor, is also a huge 5G conspiracy theorist and thought that 5G was like,
Oh no.
Yep, there's a whole thing.
Oh, say it ain't
Yep.
so. Are you serious?
I bet he
I didn't know
like.
this.
Do you think he thinks that 5G is like the fog in Silent Hill?
Stop.
I am positive.
All right, well, I'm gonna go to an underrated Silent Hill character.
Yeah, that'll be
underrated. All right,
he's so underrated that I had to look up his name, Dr. Michael Kaufman from Shattered Memories.
Oh, from Shattered Memories. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that character interaction is so good that other games have been spawned from it. It is the redeeming factor of that game, and I think that Shattered Memories gets
That's
a bad
the Wii
rap.
one, right?
It's the Wii one.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not a great Silent Hill game, but I do think it's a solid game. It has a lot of issues, but my God, like the psychological segments that you get to where he's just talking to you, the player, and you're like doing these Rorschach tests and stuff like that is just phenomenal.
Yeah, especially like this is not Shattered Memories, but in the original Silent Hill 1, when he shoots Harry point blank in the face, that was my favorite part. Yeah, it's a really good scene.
Well, do we have any other underrated Silent Hill characters?
I'll play
underrated
Shattered Memories one day.
Underrated. How about this? Angela Orozco.
Is she from
I don't even know who that is.
Two. Angela Orozco is the beating heart of Silent Hill 2. She is
she's
Silent Hill 2.
The stairs lady.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, the stairs lady. Yes, the stairs lady. Yeah. She was on the stairs. You're not wrong. You are accurate. You are correct.
Well,
Angela
it's either
Orozco,
that or Knife Lady, and I don't want to go with Knife Lady.
She is both. I'm gonna shock you. I'm gonna freak you out. She is both the stairs lady and the knife lady.
Oh my God. Well,
underrated character Eddie. He is both the pizza boy and the ice cream boy.
How can you sit there eating pizza?
You thought it was pizza?
Oh my God.
Anyway.
And a corpse can't laugh.
And a corpse can't laugh. If anyone makes fun of me, I'll kill him. Just like that. It's kind of got a sing-songy like cadence to it. It's like
that
if anyone makes just like that.
Then James is like, you've gone crazy. And then he looks at him and goes, Wait, what the fuck does he say? I forgot.
I believe, quote, Eddie Dombrowski, quote, fuck you say?
Yeah. That's the moment he snaps, and I'm like, no, James, no, stop.
But sorry,
here,
going back.
I'll show you exactly how much of a nerd I am. He says, okay. I knew it. You too.
Yeah. That's the point where I'm like, James, you should have shut the fuck up.
James, literally, what the fuck? That's one of the changes that I find. I don't like in the Silent Hill 2 remake. Like I feel like the remake did a lot of things. It made a lot of changes. I'll just say that. Sure. But one of them, I can't not laugh at James just decking Eddie, just like punching him in the face.
What?
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, no. Yeah. In the remake, that's one of the changes they made in that scene.
Oh,
James just straight because Eddie is pointing a gun at his face, and so it just goes wah, and fucking clocks him.
All right, so real quick though, Bob, you were saying Angela is the beating heart of Silent Hill 2.
Silent Hill 2 would not be Silent Hill 2 without Angela Orozco. Angela is she's a tertiary character, but she's one of the main reasons why that game just works so well. Without Angela, you don't have it's just not Silent Hill 2. There is a lot to say about just the nature of just like a lot about James's character and what he did and the nature of his crime. But without Angela, it is literally just like a little bit of like a classy M. Night Shyamalan game where with a fun little twist. Without Angela, Angela is she's so the stairs lady is so on her in her stairs scene. She does something incredible, and not enough people talk about this.
I don't want to spoil
Angela,
it, that's the thing, but it's
Angela is like in a lot of ways the damsel in distress of the game, and the game knows this. And during the stairs scene, you realize that like, wait, she's a person. Like there are people out there dealing with the exact thing that Angela is dealing with, and you don't quote unquote fix people by just saying, hey, that I'll be in a relationship with you, or like, hey, let me take you out of this place, or hey, love will save the day. And like that shit doesn't, in a video. That's one of the things that I feel like is kind of lost with time. Is Silent Hill 2 had a lot of things to say specifically to players of the game of that era, in the early 2000s, of people playing games and thinking that like, oh yeah, the video games are life, or video games like are an accurate way to navigate the real world, or anything like learning about trauma from video games, especially of that era. Like Silent Hill 2 had a lot of really Silent Hill 2 brought nuance to the conversation. Silent Hill brought a realism that it stayed with me to this day.
I think what you're helping me appreciate is that like at first glance, Silent Hill is how James is dealing with monsters, but in reality, Silent Hill is how James is dealing with people.
The interesting thing about Angela is like when you first meet her, it paints like or if you have this preconception of a certain kind of person, you judge her immediately. Like you start like casting blame on her for what happened. But the more you like reflect on yourself, the more you realize like just how much pain she's in. And it's a stair scene. Yeah. Like, and it kind of like, if you did, have like a prejudiced idea of who she is, the game kind of reflects that back at you. And it's like, you're the asshole. Like it's a very sympathetic, like it turns out to be a very sympathetic character. If you're paying attention to like her develop, like her character development, the details behind her story, and how she hints at what happened but never outright says it.
Well, Jorge, do you have your underrated? My
underrated is kind of a milquetoast pick, but I love him. It's Harry Mason. Just because no one, I mean, it's not that no one talks about him. It's just that like, I don't know.
One does get overshadowed, I think.
Yeah, it's just that in general, one kind of lives in the shadow of two.
I think you can be honest and say you just like saying Harry.
Well, I just like Harry. Like, I find him kind of charming when he's like, "Have you seen my little girl? She's this tall."
Hey, that's fair.
She's 10 years old.
Well, I'm gonna jump to my accurately rated. I think it used to be underrated, but now I would say it's accurately rated as Heather Mason. I think when the game first came out,
my little
people
girl
were way more critical of her, but now everyone's like, yeah, she's got an attitude. This is great. Like, of course she's not gonna stick her hand in the toilet. Are you crazy? I think people have really come around to loving Heather, and so I would say like she's pretty now more generally beloved.
So she's elevated to adequately rated.
Yes.
I think my adequately rated pick is, can you tell which Silent Hill games I've played? Is Lisa from the first game. Was it Lisa Garland?
Yes, I can tell what Silent Hill game you've played.
Yeah. But it's just like, again, because one lives in the shadow of two. Lisa, I almost called her underrated, but I think she is adequately rated. It's the one scene everyone remembers from Silent Hill 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think what people remember from Silent Hill 1 is her. So
yeah,
and similar. I would say Lisa is probably Silent Hill 1's Angela, because the entire reason a lot of people remember Silent Hill 2 is because for me it's always like this, which is just such a amazing moment in just art in general. Like it is it cuts through time. It is just a evergreen like moment in scene in gaming. And with Lisa, like just her coming at you, like going for what looks like a hug with the blood coming down off of her head. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
First time I saw it, I played that game in 2016. Like that's how recent I'm into. Like
it's so well animated
and
too.
it still hit me. I was like, oh my god! And the great thing about it too is like the theme that plays during her scene is excellent, and it kind of sounds like the prototype to theme of Laura in the second game. It's very nice. There's a reason everyone loves that moment, or not loves, but rather like they remember.
Is affected. Yeah. Very memorable. Yeah. You're right. You're totally right. And Yamaoka has a bunch of really good. Like when Yamaoka is like goes for melodic stuff. Oh my god. Oh.
Well, real quick, Bob, do you have your accurately rated Silent Hill human?
Accurately rated. That's interesting. Accurately rated. I think I'm gonna go with Henry from Silent Hill 4, just because nothing says no movement one way whatsoever. The emotional default of just like look at Henry. Look at a picture of Henry Townsend. Just look at like nothing. There's nothing there. Like he is the quintessential no thoughts, head empty like dude, and it is like there. Yeah, accurately rated. As soon as you see him, it's just like, oh yeah, okay, yep.
People do not tend to have very strong emotions about
the
him.
button-up white shirt with the pockets. He's a guy. He's a guy with a haircut.
He looks like a gamer.
He's a capital G gamer.
Capital G.
You heard gamer parentheses praise. I said gamer parentheses pejorative.
No, when I say capital G gamer, that's not praise.
It's like poetry. It rhymes. Well, let's get back to the episode.
Brainlords, video games of the mind.
Turn on your light, and they'll see you. You make a sound, and they'll hear you. If you think it's scary being lost, just wait till you're found. Silent Hill 3, rated M for mature, from Konami.
One more sip of coffee would probably be a mistake. I know my caffeine.
Brainlords, video games of the mind.
Our next topic.
We didn't do my overrated.
What's your?
Please.
Oh, I thought it was James Sutherland.
Yeah, we all thought it was James.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, you're right. I thought we were just doing a thing because I knew exactly where you were going with that one.
I mean, you can just say the name and then we'll move on to the topic.
No,
Alex Shepard. Let's go.
Okay.
Wait, what? No, why? real quick.
All right, you have 30 seconds.
I saw one person with a name, the name Alex Shepard on Steam, and I was like, that is far too much credit for this man. Like I don't. He has a fan base. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't. And I see you both Googling. You don't know.
It's because I don't know who it is.
It's Silent Hill Homecoming. It is. Alex Shepard is also the username. This should let you know the quality of person who uses Alex Shepard. I'm so sorry if anyone out there uses the
All right,
username
time is up.
Alex Shepard. But real quick, the person who made the circumcision theory thing got really mad on the Silent Hill Wiki.
God.
Their username was Alex Shepard. Moving on.
It always comes back to this shit, doesn't it? All right.
Well, our next topic is, why do liminal and impossible spaces work so well in video games?
because video games are liminal spaces. Next
Yeah.
question.
Honestly, yeah.
I mean, I was thinking about this today and like doing a little bit of research and thought exercises, and like all video games are about is your role in a space and your movement between spaces. And so, especially the way that video games are made with like different assets and stuff like that, they're just really well positioned to have a bunch of weird, dull hallways be accidentally the most interesting things about them.
Yeah. I would also say that there's a bunch to, I mean, okay, so this is something that I wanted to use to kind of jump into the conversation. How do you define a liminal space?
That's a good question.
I feel like it's usually, at least for myself, a liminal space is something that feels like surreal in the literal sense, like a place that I can only describe in a dream-like architecture, where like it shouldn't make sense, but it exists, or rather, like, sorry.
I was gonna say, I think for me, I think the more literal definition is the transitory space. It is a space that you are going through, that you do not stay or exist in.
Is that like
Exactly.
the dictionary term for it?
I don't think so, but that's how I've understood the more literal definition of it to be.
Yeah,
And I've
me,
also
it's
seen
more
it
like,
described.
Sorry, go.
I've seen it described as well as being a place that is out of time and out of place.
Okay,
And-
yeah, that's how I feel about it.
And I would say that like video games in general are both out of time and out of place.
Yeah, when I think liminal spaces, I think of like Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Even just
When I
like
think of a
Hyrule
liminal-
Field.
I've seen liminal spaces described as like, imagine a school like classroom during the day. It's fulfilling. It exists in time and it fulfills its function. But if you visit that school at night, it is sort of displaced from its function, and therefore it feels strange. And to make it more liminal, like you decrease the time that you spend in it. And like what is a video game if you turn it on and run it, but then put the controller down? It has a function. The function of a game is to be played. And if you rob it of that function, it is suddenly a liminal space.
Well, and also like the act of play, like there's a series of more or less engagement. You know, you can't have all action all the time. And so like the downtime, those moments are going to be filled with, walking where nothing is happening, hallways where you're just meant to kind of look around, or where it's loading the rest of the game where there aren't as many assets. So it just like they're just really good at having liminal spaces in them, because that's just how spaces work. I was thinking yesterday of like the reason I think that liminal horror has become so fascinating is because I think it's the physical equivalent of the uncanny valley. Like you can recognize that there's something wrong with it, but you can't quite like put something on it,
Yeah. I think that's something that weirdly enough AI does a weirdly good job with. And I'm not an advocate for AI. I hate that stuff, and I think that Microsoft are idiots for trying to turn Windows into agentic like AI like slop. However, I think it would be very weird and interesting if like someone used AI to like kind of meet that weird like space that it seems to be. Like there's something so strange about like the Will Smith eating spaghetti.
Yeah, or like when they showed
fascinating.
the video game footage of like, look, this is what video games could be like, and it shows like what if Call of Duty was like the worst fever dream you've ever had.
Yeah. And it's like there's something fascinating about that, and I don't want I don't want AI like video games. I'm not for that.
Yeah,
but if someone were to emulate that and like put try to like if you put a human touch on what that AI is like going for, I think that's weird. Like if you can like go for that kind of aesthetic.
You don't have to worry about like you're definitely not advocating AI by saying there is something interesting about observing what we have trained a computer to garble up thinking it's acting like us.
Well, the thing, like you can find this already. Like it exists, and we can do so without the help of computers. It is just a very difficult thing to tap into. Just on a in a void, I guess. But it's possible to come up with like liminal spaces that don't require the assistance of artificial intelligence.
Oh, certainly. I mean, we've been doing it for
Oh
years.
yeah, no. Yeah, I'm not saying liminal spaces. I'm saying like just there's something like that Call of Duty AI thing is so bad. It's like fascinating.
Yeah.
It's really interesting looking at what an AI thinks we look for in video games.
Yeah, what the average, first-person shooter sort of seems like.
Yeah, it's kind of like those word clouds where it's like, oh, you see some words are bigger when they're used more, and like it's just like looking at AI trying to like word cloud like video games, and it's just like, oh, guns, okay. You guys are really interested in just shooting the gun and not necessarily reloading it. It reminds me of wasn't it the Bulletstorm devs did like a parody of Call of Duty as like a teaser game, and in that game you never reloaded. You just threw the gun on the ground and then got a new gun out of nowhere and just kept shooting shit. It's like, oh.
So do liminal spaces, like, do they strictly have to work for horror video games, or do you think they could be better suited for other types of games?
I think, yeah, like I said, like one of the first games I think of when I think of liminal spaces is not a horror game.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a lot of like low poly era games excelled at this. Making you feel like you're like in the transitory space and letting you like sit in that for a little bit.
Yeah,
I feel like Shenmue was a series of liminal spaces.
Oh,
just
goodness.
like strung together. Because
there's something to be said about like not every game has to be about your interaction with people. It's just how you exist in a space. And Shenmue is very, very much about just putting you in a location and letting you sit with that.
Yeah, several locations, and then really kind of tying it to like time and like making that a very important thing. You better be here at this time or else you're fucked up. But for me, like my memory of Shenmue is just going like I'm a horror gamer. I it's very funny watching people complain when I'm streaming, because I literally open every drawer of every like countertop and every like thing that I can open. I open it and I open it again. I got to double check on everything. And there's just something weird about being in those little spaces, and like in Shenmue, like opening up the little things just because you could. It was like wild to me, and just like existing in that, like kind of, looking for stuff and then, kind of moving on just like really quickly. Like it really for me, like for Shenmue, it's like kind of the transitory, like sort of like moving from one space to another just constantly that I'm kind of focusing on there. But anyway, I've talked too much.
Oh, you're fine. No, Jorge, it's really interesting that you bring up like Zelda and like Ocarina of Time and things like that, because it's not even that it's not even the limitations of being on the N64. Like, oh, of course, like Hyrule Field is kind of barren. Like, it's a big open 3D space in an N64 game, but like Termina Field is smaller and it certainly doesn't have that much in it. And then like the field in Twilight Princess is pretty barren. Breath of the Wild is literally about an empty space. So like it's clearly the tech is there. They could populate it if they wanted to, but someone somewhere figured out that like the act of exploration is more interesting when you have this in between, this downtime, this openness, this quiet, this like lack of space being filled.
What's interesting is that you think of the open spaces. I think of like corners and specific rooms and
elaborate on that.
There's a specific room in Ocarina of Time. It's in Kakariko Village. It's a hole, like you bomb, like you with the Stone of Agony, it rumbles and you bomb the floor and there's a hole in the ground. You fall down, and it's a room that has like multicolored walls with a very peculiar texture that I can only describe as like striped, if my memory serves correctly. No other place looks like this, and for some reason, I just like I'm there, and you know, you're supposed to go in, grab the treasure, go back out. But when I'm there, I'm like, I kind of just want to be here for a little bit, because like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is this? Stuff like that is what I think of with with liminal spaces in video games.
Yeah, well, in video games, I think are fascinating to me because they're always sort of defining their own rules. And so I think the reason that like impossible spaces work so well in video games for me is that at any moment, whether intentional or not, a video game can present you with an impossible space because like, sure, like we can just flip Link upside down. Like this just can exist now. There's nothing saying we can't. So we can really mess with like what your perception is on how like movement works, how your role in this space works.
Have you played myhouse.wad?
Yes. Well, I've seen the video that everyone's seen, but God, what a fascinating thing.
It's very if you like liminal spaces or like the idea of liminal spaces, I think you'll like myhouse.wad.
Jorge,
it's also
to put it in short, myhouse.wad is it's like a narrative Doom level that's it's someone's house that they've made in Doom, but there's more to it than that. There's a whole story behind it.
Do you know House of Leaves?
Yes, I remember House of Leaves.
Yeah, the core concept of myhouse.wad is basically like, it's kind of like it's kind of like Blair Witch, where it's like, you know, someone put out something and it's kind of like, oh, here, play my Doom level.
Yeah, this is my friend's old Doom levels.
Yeah, and it has a lot of lore attached to it.
Yeah.
And one of the things that the reason I point out House of Leaves is because at a certain point, if you have more experience with Doom and custom maps, you'll notice weird things way quicker than other people will. But like you'll be inside, you'll be completing a task or like looking around, and then you'll realize you have to go outside to complete another task or get an item. And when you look back in, you'll be like, wait, things are different.
Yeah, the layout of the house is different when I look through the windows.
It's I know I killed all of the enemies in the house, but when I go outside, I see enemies in the house.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is going on here?
Yeah, the game is constantly playing with like walking through a door is you never know how much and to what extent you're being lied to.
Oh.
Yeah,
and if we're talking about PT inspired things, I mean, myhouse.wad is I think that it took some inspiration from PT. I mean, how could it not, with some of the ways that it does its puzzles and all that stuff.
Well, why don't we wrap things up with a final quick question for y'all?
Sure.
So, what do we hope for the future of horror games post PT?
Anyone want to go first?
Yeah,
I mean, go for it.
I want more. I mean, and I forgive me for repeating myself, but like I want more community-driven, like adventure-style hints, the way PT did, and like the multi-language aspect, the fact
collaborative
that, like,
puzzle solving,
which, you know, we had a little bit of that in Death Stranding, but what I loved about the PT version of that was how intentionally vague it was. It's kind of supposed to get you to scratch your head. There was no guide for it at the time. Basically, I'm just jealous that Bob got to experience that and I didn't, and I want to do that again for a game.
You hear that, developers?
So when the Simpsons was really coming into its heyday, they would put gags that were specifically designed to be like something you'd have to record the episode and pause it on VHS, which was a little bit more novel of a concept back then. So I think we're kind of getting to that point with video games where we can design video games that, like, at the moment you're going to skip over it entirely. Like, most people will miss it, but now we can have something that, because video games are so, you know, massively played single player experiences, that we can have stuff that like really only makes sense when you have thousands of people playing it.
And then because the story and the thematic elements of PT are probably the ones I saw the most, and the things that I do like are probably the aspects I see most present in games influenced by it. The other thing I really want future horror games to take from PT is this is gonna sound so weird and nerdy, but like the optimal use of the format, like the like what we talked about, the piece of paper in the start menu, or the thing I love, the fact that the microphone is constantly listening to you and you don't know it. Just stuff like that. I feel like is what I want from future horror games, and the thing I'm looking forward to the most with OD, which we touched briefly on in the last episode. Those are the things that would be like, that would get me to, because I'm not exactly a horror game fan, which, you know, it's demonstrably apparent in this episode, but like
I wouldn't say that.
I mean, I appreciate them, but they're definitely not the games I look for. But if you know, if you I mean, the thing with Devotion that you sold me on was like, you know, you look for little details and right away you start figuring out like what the story is. That kind of stuff is what draws me in. And that's what I want to see more of.
It's not necessarily that you're looking for horror, but you like novel experiences that are more based around like non-combat and sort of like,
sure, yeah. And we spoke about this in our, I think, the Game Theories episode. We had a bit of a talk about how sometimes a horror game being difficult is a frustrating thing, because like the monster that's chasing you and killing you eventually stops being scary, and it's like, yeah, I don't want that. I want less of that. What I want more of is like ways to navigate the horror that don't involve combat. That would be the other thing.
Yeah,
that was really good.
Devotion is a horror game, but there's like functionally no like monsters in it.
You do get chased. There is a chase sequence, but like I was actually shocked. It's really like, even if you don't like horror games generally, or you're you know, you don't like being jump scared, like Devotion has precious like little, like
it's like
it really,
one thing that will like jump out at you, and even then it's just
yeah.
Well, Bob, what about you? What are you hopeful for with the future of post PT horror?
I hope that more people, like I'm absolutely with Jorge about like I wish more people, more developers really integrated the ideas from PT when it comes to like collaborative puzzle solving, like recognizing that there are a bunch of people out there who will absolutely like tear your game apart, just like looking for little like pieces of information. They will come up with their own lore. They will add so much to your game if you just like kind of make things a little vague. Like you don't feel like you have to answer every question.
Oh my god, yeah, seriously, like fuck.
Like
sorry.
And that no, I totally get it. I share the passion, because like I feel like a lot of horror games, and one of the classic mistakes that Silent Hill made, in my opinion, is that a lot of the time some of the Silent Hill games would focus too much on the cult, and like and the cult it functionally serves to answer questions about the sort of like background of Silent Hill, like what's going on, how do these gods work, and all this other stuff. And it's just like, that's the least. There's a reason why a lot of people think that Silent Hill 2 is the best of the series, and it's because it focused more on telling a personal story, telling a more
the less I know about how Silent Hill works, the cooler it is.
Yeah, because that's not the important thing to me. The important thing to me is like, well, what are these people going through? What's their deal? Like,
you could, if you're a messed up enough person, go through a personal hell. It's designed to put you in like a purgatory of your own design.
Yeah, and that's the other thing I really wish developers would take away from PT is telling personal stories. Like, you can wrap them in, and I know that some people on this podcast don't subscribe to the Kojima autobiography.
I'm raising my hand again. It's me.
I urge you to watch my video, but
no, never.
Okay, fair.
I'll watch it. Don't worry, I'll watch it.
No, it's all good. It's old, you know. It's fine.
Old like me.
And me. Oh God. PT is how old again? 11.
Stop! No! Get to your point. Stop! Please
Oh
stop.
my god! But
that baby ain't crying anymore. They're playing Fortnite.
oh no! The Norman fetus wants his Robux.
No.
No. But I really hope that because Kojima does this a lot. He has classically done it with Metal Gear Solid 4, and he has specifically talked about how Metal Gear Solid 4 and parts of it were basically him meditating on his relationship with his father who has passed.
Mhm.
And I think that a lot of games these days are being treated as like just money makers, like ways to generate profit. And I think we've really gotten away from like one of the reasons why a lot of people, myself included, got into gaming. And it's these personal stories, these like really affecting stories of people who just want to connect with each other, who just
God, ain't
want
that
to
the
tell
truth? Yeah.
a story in a really interesting and unique format that is video games. And I know I might be a video game exception. This may come across as gamer exceptionalism, but I think that video games offer a very unique way of presenting a narrative
I mean,
and
I think there's
inspiring interactivity in a way that I don't think a lot of other mediums can do.
yeah, you've found what you love about this medium, and why not like lean into that? For me, what I'm hopeful for is seeing more games really play with like the space that you occupy. The rules of how you're supposed to move through things, finding more interesting things to do with how you exist and how you move in a space that aren't to do with combat, that change like your role, your typical role on how we see video games existing in. So more impossible spaces, more weird, like looping hallway is something I can say that has such charged imagery. I can't wait for the next thing that's like the next cellar door of video gaming that is just an interesting
The
evocative
yes
thing.
and of
Yeah,
the hallway
I,
loop. Yeah.
I'm
Right.
excited to just have more weird back rooms and more weird like teleporting nonsense and like distortions and like going to seeing things I've never seen, going to places I've never seen, and using that to play with horror. I mean, at any moment, like a video game, you could turn a corner and go straight into the question zone.
Welcome to the question zone. Get ready.
Yes, we've entered the question zone. We've solicited a number of questions. You can contact us at brainlordspod@gmail.com. Our first question is from Bobber to Bobber, who asks,
Whoa.
do you think if you play PT in reverse, it would be called TP, and climbing out of the drain of creativity symbolizes Kojima's time with Konami?
Was
Yes.
that,
Oh
hold
my
on,
God.
real quick, was that name a Check It Out reference? If it was, you're cool. Okay.
There should be a parody of PT called
Okay, yeah,
TP.
that's my takeaway. We need there's like the
Like-
witness, and then there's like the watcher or whatever. That we
and
need
pissed. Yeah.
we need
Is-
TP.
Is
Yeah.
there really a game called The Watcher that's a parody of The Witness?
There is a parody of the witness that like, oh, it's so, especially when you've gotten really tired of that game's developer, like it's really, really funny.
Wait, there's so much I don't know here. What did the developer
man.
do?
Oh, it's
You don't. Oh, okay.
I don't know. Okay,
Oh my God.
just give me like a one sentence, like make it brief.
Developer
Or
bad.
just tell me to look it up.
Look it up.
Wouldn't shut up online. I went from guy who has cool things to Jonathan Blow. That's it.
Yeah, John.
Okay, wait, I know who that is. Okay.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
classic case of no, sir. I will not log off.
Yeah.
I did not know Jonathan Blow did The Witness.
Mhm.
How did I not know that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny too because it's a game about like the kind of dangers of recognizing patterns in everyday living, and he's kind of become the guy that's like going out of his way to say like, oh, it's a sign.
Oh my God. Okay. How did I not know that? Okay, anyway.
Anyways,
Didn't Jonathan Blow get mad at what was the really popular person? I think they were like a rapper who played Braid.
Oh,
Soulja
yeah,
Boy.
yeah.
Soldier Boy.
Cause
Didn't
he's like,
Jonathan
Braid
Blow get
said
really
he's-
mad about
Even
that?
though,
Yeah,
like, if you
'cause
watch
Soulja
that
Boy
clip
said
again,
it's
he's
NBD.
Yeah, I watched the clip. He's not
he's having a good time,
He's
like
having a good
playing in the
time.
space of like, yeah, it's kind of silly to reverse time. Like, dude, he's
Oh, bro, you brought me
this is a
back.
glowing review of your game.
Yeah, for real.
He's not. You heard this game's stupid as hell, pejorative. What he's saying is this game's stupid as hell, praise.
He got so upset he's
Exactly.
spaghetti because he's not playing the game right or some shit. I
Mhm.
Yeah,
remember
for real.
this. Holy,
Do you think?
okay,
Do you
that-
think?
so that Jonathan Blow, got
Yeah,
Yeah,
Soldier
yes,
Boy
yes, yes.
should put Braid on his little console.
Yeah.
His little Soldier Boy pocket.
Okay, our next question is from Griffineer, the universally beloved online icon, who asks, imagine Jovial Bob himself called you and offered you to put you in charge of developing a video game adaptation of any of his properties. What would you pick to adapt, and how would you adapt it?
Yeah, hold on. I literally, like, this is actually a really good question.
Can someone
And,
explain to me the question?
That's R.L. Stein's.
yeah.
Oh!
R.L. Stein originally went by Jovial Bob when he was working on a comedy
I had to
magazine.
look that up. I didn't know.
Yeah, thank you. Me too.
It's a funny thing because apparently, as soon as someone starts a Goosebumps podcast, they immediately learn that little factoid, and then they freak out. That and that R.L. Stein worked on Eureka's Castle.
Yeah.
No,
It's like when you get into wrestling, and I am not into wrestling, but it's like when you get into wrestling and you learn that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's real name is Richard Blood, aka Dick Blood.
Oh man.
Okay, so Goosebumps games. What would you adapt?
Goosebumps games.
I mean, it's tough because like I could see like honestly, Welcome to Dead House could easily be turned into like a PTS or like myhouse.wad situation. But you'd have to tweak the story a little bit. I think one of the really interesting ones that could be done is Deep Trouble. I think that games have messed around with the idea of thalassophobia, but like I want to see like a combination of like thalassophobia with like other elements and like potentially survival elements, because I think that there are games that have done the thing that for people who don't know, Deep Trouble is basically a story, a children's horror story about I'll spoil it, mermaids and going around the ocean and getting scared by humans. Did you know that people are the actual monsters?
That's
What?
that's a pretty easy game right there. It's just you play a mermaid that's being hunted by humans. Yeah, that works really well.
Yeah. Another one would be One Day at Horrorland, which is literally just like going around a spooky amusement park, and like that could be your like liminal space right there.
Like we literally just talked about Crow Country, so.
Yeah, Crow Country, and there was another one that was actually really. The Park. It was speaking of games that wouldn't exist without PT. There was a hardcore PT reference in The Park.
Bob, what is the Goosebumps book Say Cheese and Die about?
Oh, that's an interesting one. Say Cheese and Die is about a cursed camera that I believe canonically its name is just Evil Camera.
Oh.
And when you take pictures of people with it, it basically, I think there's a little bit of a confusion about whether it causes an ill fate to happen or it just predicts a bad thing. Example, one of the kids takes a picture of a car and then looks at it and the car is like wrecked, and then later the car gets into a wreck. So it's like you could do something.
Yeah, I feel like there's like, because a lot of games have that like snapshot features, or like the perspective of the game will change based on like a picture that you take. I brought up Shattered Memories earlier, and like it's such a stupid thing, but you're asked to color in a house, and I was playing with like 3 or 4 friends, and we just did a stupid looking house, and we colored the roof like purple. We got to a house later in the game and its roof was purple, and we were freaking out. So I think having a game where you're like taking pictures of stuff and it's like warping them and twisting them, and like I think there's something there. I think you can do a cool puzzle horror atmospheric game about like some light world, dark world, grisly photos.
I think you might have some fun with a little game called Fatal Frame.
That's true.
I also hear good things about a game called Madison.
That's like a VR PT clone.
I think it has a non-VR component, but I could be wrong. Oh yeah, no, it's on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. Yeah, Nintendo Switch. Interesting. But yeah, I think that has a camera element to it as well. But yeah, no, absolutely. Like Polaroids in general, like just there's so many amazing things. There's a reason why cameras are especially point and shoots are like a thing in like horror, like the flash of just like getting that flash and then being like, oh, is there
waiting
anything
for something to develop?
Yeah, waiting for it to develop.
Yeah. Jorge, can you think of anything? Because I had to look mine up. But...
Okay, listen, there was one book that was just like a girl that appears to have transformed into a chicken called Chicken. And I would play a game that looked like that. So that's my answer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's a good one. We haven't gotten to that book yet, so I can't comment. But no, there are classic Goosebumps books that are renowned for being just completely terrible, and I think that's like number 2. Okay. The first one being You Can't Scare Me, which coincidentally is also the name of our podcast.
All right.
So, yeah.
Our next question is from Dial (the dude) asks, "Isn't it a bit funny?
What's up, Dial?
Isn't it a bit funny how Resident Evil reinvented itself in a PT-like fashion with the original demo for Resident Evil 7, and then the final game was anything but that? Anyways, I personally think it'd be really funny if Norman Reedus played Ethan Winters."
I mean, yeah. That would have been great if Capcom was like, hey Norman, I think you're free, right? Yeah, come on over here. We'll put some advertisements for your fucking show in our game. Sure. Yeah.
For whatever the fuck it is you're doing.
Yeah,
right
pause and you get a fucking ad for Ride with Norman Reedus.
That's what it's called. We were trying to remember that the other day.
Yeah. It's such a nothing burger of a show. I'm sorry. I like Norman Reedus.
Listen, he likes choppers, whatever.
I'm happy for you, buddy.
Nerding about him, that's all. Oh, I'm glad you asked this question because like I actually did not play the trailer for 7. But that one always gets mentioned. The one I always think of though is the stage in Resident Evil 8 with the little dollhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And all the like creepy like puzzle doing that you have to
God,
do.
yeah.
Do you question for the both of you, when you saw the baby, the giant baby, did you immediately run into it to see what it would do?
No. I ran from the baby.
I started laughing because it was flappy. That made me chuckle, and everyone else was freaking out, but I was like, it's funny, and then I ran. I did not wait for it, but it did get me regardless. So
I think that's one of the really interesting things about Jordan Peele being involved in OD is like there is something about horror and comedy.
It's the same thing.
The involuntary response. I think Jordan Peele specifically said that on an interview with like Conan O'Brien, that like the gap being bridged there is like screaming and laughing are involuntary responses to stimuli, and so they share that kind of DNA.
I mentioned this in the last episode. Like when I first saw the sink baby, I just started laughing because I'm like, it looks weird.
Yeah, and I also I've said this a few times in different places, but I'll say it again because it bears repeating. When I watched Hereditary in the theater, at the ending, everyone was like laughing. They were laughing their asses off, me included, because it's so fucked.
It's so insane.
Like, and I think everybody was laughing because it was like a tension release, because that movie is so tense.
Oh yeah,
the entire time. It's like Silent Hill 2 and that. Oh god, I said the cringiest thing I've ever said.
I'm getting a lot of boss baby vibes.
The guy who has only played PT and Silent Hill 2. I'm getting a lot of PT and Silent Hill 2 vibes from this.
Okay, the problem is with that one, you could get pretty far without anyone realizing you haven't played any other video game.
This is true. But like, what I mean by that is like the tension release, and like Silent Hill 2 is like the most, like, I've never played a game that was as like drenched in tension as the original Silent Hill 2.
God. There's
Like,
moments I remember.
It wasn't as satisfying. Like, it wasn't like Dead Space where you get jump scared and it's scary, but once the thing jumps out at you and you can like fight it and shoot it, you know, then the tension's gone and then it'll build back up slowly. It was just a constant hum of tension in Silent Hill 2, and it was like, Hereditary is an amazing movie. I love it to pieces. I will never watch it again.
Oh my God. It is. I feel like I have been like cursed to have to think about Hereditary every once in a while, having watched Hereditary.
Yeah.
Well, our final question is from Liminal Long John Silvers, who asked, what is the cardinal sin of horror games who attempt to capture that PT and or liminal aesthetic?
Oh,
Lady
wait.
Scary.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's a good one.
You can't fool me. Lady isn't scary. Lady's cute.
I want to hug Elisa. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think she would be a good hug.
She starts reaching for your neck, and you're like, "Hey, stop it!
No. Well, yeah, like a cat going to like knock something off the ledge of like
Lisa.
armoire.
Lisa.
Nope.
Stop it.
But yeah, that and the cardinal sin of some horror games and horror game companies who just specialize, quote unquote, specialize in horror games, which is turn around, look at thing and nothing wrong. Turn around, look back at thing, something wrong.
I think for me, like the cardinal sin of the liminal aesthetic is like, it's really obvious when like a game is just like almost this like ripping and tearing a bunch of like magazine cutout segments of like, and back rooms, like it's just all check boxes.
The checklist. Yeah, the checklist.
You need to have a reason why this is interesting, why this is scary. Because like I was trying to think the other day, like why is liminal so good at horror? And I think this is just me making a tangent of how I feel about art and stuff. But I think there is a fear to be said about like classic fear, you know, these of like haunted houses are like the suburban, the safe becoming like decrepit and dangerous. Liminal horror is like we live our lives like always having to go from one place to another. So to be caught in an in-between is a little scary. It's like you're not supposed to be here.
Sure, yeah. I wonder like if I want to add to that and say that like the liminal horror and the liminal spaces themselves are not enough either. Like the context behind them is what matters most. And I think with PT, having that, and this will go into what I think is a pitfall too. Having that in PT is why it works. Why that like that nasty bathroom works. Why the hallway works. It's because you have the context of like, this is a house and something happened in it. And I am uncomfortable because it could happen to me. Or am I the one who did it? You know, that kind of thing. But then that goes into my pitfall thing where it's like, and Bob, actually, you mentioned this earlier, the cult in Silent Hill. It's the like kind of hyper focusing on aspects of the lore just to explain away the thing that doesn't matter. And in the case of PT, it's the demon, or like the radio man controlled everyone and told everyone what to do, and that's like, ooh, what does that mean? And it's like,
and I'm not even asking for all horror to be elevated horror or something. I just need it to have something, to be doing anything, have any reason for it to exist.
Yeah, to have context, to have reason, to have like another thing we mentioned,
a personal
like
experience behind it.
There it is. Yeah.
And that's what I was saying with the other section of like, that's the thing that I wish more people took away from PT, because it really is, in my opinion, like a meditation on what happened Kojima, and even if it's just in terms of like what happened with Konami, or just in terms of like losing or being stuck in a weird transitory period between having a job, losing your job, and then making yourself a company that you are then employed by your own company.
It's a scary thought to be like, I could become a very evil and horrible person if my job were on the line, if my financial stability were on the line,
or if my trust was breached, I guess.
Yeah.
To entertain the idea, yeah.
But
you definitely got me realizing that bathrooms in video games, in horror games especially, the quintessential liminal space, the absolute, like, I think every horror game has them.
Yeah, nothing good will happen there.
Yeah, poop happens there. Poop and blood and piss,
on a good day, nothing good happens there.
Yeah, so like it's a very universal experience. People resonate with
feeling uncomfortable in a bathroom. Yeah. Well, finally, I'd like to end with a trip to the bathroom. Excuse me, to the rec room, where we recommend something inside and outside the world of gaming. I'll do some recommendations real quick. Video game thing I'd like to recommend. My wife and I just beat Split Fiction together. I honestly had a really good time with it. I think when you hear people talking about it, most folks will say that they've heard the writing's not that good. And to be fair, if I were writing it, I would want a second pass. But the performances are really good. You genuinely care for these characters. And like by the end, like this is a game that saves the best for last. And the final stage was doing some stuff that had me like, I am sorry, I did not know that this was on the table for video games. And so I went in having no real expectations, and I got it on sale for 40 instead of 50, and I had an extremely wonderful time, and I got it physical so I can loan it out to friends. So yeah, I guess my recommendation is find a friend that bought Split Fiction, because it's pretty good.
I forget we can recommend non-thematic stuff.
Yeah.
And it makes my life a lot easier. Thank you.
Yeah, dude, you can do retro games and stuff that you've just been thinking about this week. Like, don't stress yourself.
Yeah.
And my non-gaming thing I'd like to recommend is the other night I watched Frankenstein. Of Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. This is, I guess, accidentally thematic, but like this is absolutely recency bias, but I think Frankenstein might be one of Guillermo del Toro's better movies. I think it's up there with Pacific Rim, Pan's Labyrinth, Shape of Water.
Okay, as much as I love Pacific Rim, it's not hard to top Pacific Rim.
Okay, but like every time I watch Pacific Rim, there's like another little thing. I'm like, oh, that's a
great movie. It's a fantastic movie. It's a popcorn movie too. So.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's listen. But anyways, so Frankenstein is just I'm sitting there like, do we want to watch this? Like, I don't know if I'm in the mood. 2.5 hours. It does not feel like a 2.5 hour movie. It is just a simmering, just gorgeous movie. It has some of the best like lighting I've seen in a film in a while. Some of the best costume design I've seen in a film in a while. The score is good. Like the practicals and CG is really good. Everyone is giving like really amazing acting.
I need to know
what
the most important thing.
What?
And this is my qualifier for every Guillermo del Toro movie. Is it for the sickos?
I mean, like literally, it's just him like forcing you to sit down and listen to how much he loves Frankenstein.
But does someone make out with Frankenstein?
Oh, are you like literal sickos? I mean, you get
like
a lot of
sickos.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of like the grotesqueness of gore and the body horror, and there's definitely like monster fuckers will have a field day with this
There
one.
we go. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Appreciate it.
Yeah. You come for Guillermo del Toro talking about the fathers and about the feelings of the fathers, and then you stay for hunky Frankenstein.
Listen, like he knows what he's doing. He made Shape of Water. That was
and also the Frankenstein in this movie is like Victor combs through a battlefield, finding all of the best parts and usable parts that he can. So he's like designing the perfect man, like quote unquote. So he is he's got a physique.
Yeah, there. Yes, thank you. Okay, I'm in.
Let's go. like it's that kind of like Prometheus looking kind of body. But yeah, so watch that amazing movie, and also if you are watching it on Netflix, there's a special feature called Frankenstein the Anatomy Lesson that goes into like just how technical stuff is, and you really like. I really appreciated it because Guillermo del Toro is something that someone that strikes me as a person who deeply respects everyone whose work is involved with this.
Oh
and
yeah.
It's
He's good at
really
hyping up other
nice to
people.
see that. Like, I don't want to project too much, but I get the sense that he really like values other people's time when he's working with them.
Oh yeah, I got the impression
So
too.
it's been a while since I've seen a good behind the scenes, and holy cow, that one is amazing.
Man,
So
I miss those actually. Like, way to make me care about your movie.
the
We
Game
need
of
more
Thrones,
that.
the new series, House of Dragons, has a pretty good one too.
Mhm.
But
That's
yeah,
good.
you don't see good special features anymore. So,
Hmm.
All right.
would anyone else like to recommend some stuff?
Bob, you go next.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll recommend a video game. Silent Hill F is quite good.
I was gonna ask
I
about
recommend
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a very good time with it, and I think of all of the things that I loved about just like Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill, the original like sort of Team Silent Silent Hill games. I think that Silent Hill F does a really good job paving a new path forward for the series. It's also like it emulates a lot of what I loved about Silent Hill 2 just in terms of storytelling. It is also told very similarly like Silent Hill 1, where it's very you have to read between the lines in a lot of situations. It spells some things out like to a kind of a silly degree,
Mhm.
but then other things are just like, what is going on here? And it's I haven't seen this level of like sort of theory crafting in the space since like probably like the original, like probably like Silent Hill 4.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a really cool time to be a Silent Hill fan. There's something for everyone.
I'm excited to see more about the culture of like is it 60s era Japan? That like it seems really really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely and also that's the other thing, the design aesthetic, just the graphical fidelity, the design aesthetic, like the characters, it's a treat. It's really good. It is also, it does creepiness in a
Mhm.
way that like I will say as much shame or criticism I heaped on our boy Henry from Silent Hill 4. I haven't seen a Silent Hill game do creepiness this way since Silent Hill 4. Like Silent Hill F is really good. So I would caution people with trypophobia though. It is it's manageable. I have trypophobia, and like you can just like look away anytime you die, just look away and you're good.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And hey, if
I'm glad you brought that
some
up.
people won't ever die because they're god gamers,
I'm glad you brought F up because I wanted to ask about it this episode. Like, how much do you feel PT in there, like as an influence? Is any at all, or
Um, I would say if there is anything, it's minimal. I think there's definitely like design wise, I think that there's something there, but I mean, it doesn't really share much DNA.
Yeah, I think that's also by nature of it being the baby of like
Konami.
well, and the Higurashi writer's story.
Yes.
Being his
Ryukishi
baby.
07.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Ryukishi. I would say that this is Jorge, you might enjoy this because of all of the Silent Hill games, I think Silent Hill F shares the most DNA with Silent Hill 1.
okay, cool. Yeah.
Silent Hill it also and I say that because there are certain things that Silent Hill 1 did that like for example, the you remember Galapagos and saving Sybil?
Yeah.
And how you had to kind of know what was going on in order to do that stuff, and how the game naturally, like, I don't know about you, but my first ending in Silent Hill 1 was the absolute worst ending, where Harry is straight up just dead. He's just dead in a car, and it's like all of what happened was a dream. It was a dying dream of a dying man.
Damn,
And
dude, I can't remember what ending I got. It might have been that one.
Yeah, I think a lot of people got that one first. The reason I bring it up is because it inspires multiple playthroughs. And
Yeah.
I think if you're going into Silent Hill F, you definitely need to know that it's a game where you're not going to play it just once.
Yeah, before you got on the call, Jorge, I was talking to Bob, and like I cannot wait to get that game on sale.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it too, and I didn't pre-order it because to me, like, I saw
You
a
don't
new
wanna-
Silent Hill, and it
You don't
was
want
like,
to jump on an unknown quantity like that.
well, not just that, but like I kind of wasn't hyped for it because it looked too. This is gonna sound weird, but hear me out. It looked like it was too Junji Ito, like in a derivative sense, and I was afraid that it was gonna like play on the imagery of scariness more than like the psychology of it. I passed judgment early, I admit it, but like when people started playing it and people whose opinion I trust were like, hey, no, this got the juice, like it's good, we're back, we're so back. So I was like, oh, okay, now I'm excited, this sounds good.
Yeah, we're absolutely back. I do not forgive Konami for some of the shit that they pulled. I
Yeah.
will remember that, but Ryukishi 07, I mean, come the fuck on.
Oh, well,
like,
yeah, like elevate the actual people involved on this thing, not the corporation. So that's
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
great. Well,
Yeah,
do you have anything outside of the world of video games you'd like to recommend?
yeah. Okay. I just watched this on Discord with my friends. A film called Good Boy.
Good boy.
Good boy.
Yeah, if you check out the trailer for it, it's basically
The dog one.
the dog movie. Yes, It is
The dog horror movie.
Yeah, it's Courage the Cowardly Dog, but in live action.
Wow.
The more I think about that movie, the more I love it, and the more I really appreciate what they did with it.
Yeah, Jorge, it's like the idea is like when your pet's like freaking out for no reason, it's because like they're seeing some shit and they're trying to help, but they can't. Yeah.
Yeah, and Good Boy, if you watch the trailer, it's basically like, imagine a man goes to a isolated cabin because he is terminally ill, and his dog starts seeing ghosts.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And so the entire movie is from the perspective of the dog trying to like figure out what is going on and like kind of protect his master. And that's I don't feel like I'm spoiling too much because that is basically
that's the core premise.
A dog. Yeah. Definitely watch the trailer. Another movie I would highly recommend is probably I don't know if it's my movie of the year. It might be. Bring Her Back. Absolutely phenomenal horror movie. What's that?
Haven't heard of that.
Oh, you absolutely watch Bring Her Back. It is it will fuck you up, just FYI. Be prepared for that. It is affecting. It's have you seen Talk to Me?
No.
Is that the one with the
hand? Yes.
Yes, I know a lot about that one, but I have not seen it.
It's the same creators behind Talk to Me. And if you haven't seen Talk to Me, definitely watch Talk to Me.
Yeah, my coworker told me a lot about that. Well, Jorge, you should recommend some things before we gotta
go. The video game recommendation I have is Stray Children, out now. Onion Games' new game. I've been waiting for it since I was disappointed with the Mario RPG remake, because Onion Games, formerly known as Lopdelic, formerly Squaresoft staff, developed this game. And if the thing you liked about Mario RPG is the feeling of it, the weirdness of it, the humor, then go play Stray Children, because that's the vibe.
It is also wild that we live in an era where the game that inspired Undertale is now like the staff is making their version of an Undertale
game. Yeah. So like these are the same people who did Moon Remix RPG on PS1, and because of Toby's insistence, they localized Moon on modern consoles recently. Another game I recommend, actually, Moon. It's the anti-RPG. That's my elevator pitch for it. You play an NPC, and the player is going around grinding for levels and destroying.
You have to bring all the monsters he's slain back to life.
Yeah, it's adorable. It's cute. It has a non-combat system, which again, like whenever a game pulls off like a no combat system and entertains me enough to play it, that to me is like glowing review already. Stray Children is a little more like traditional in that sense because it does have kind of a battle system, but it does also include the like the mercy Undertale thing where like you can actually talk to your enemies. You don't have to kill them.
Yeah, it looks like it copies the bullet hell stuff too.
Yeah.
Like
so
you're maneuvering around. Yeah.
I'm in there more for the vibes. This is like I'm not a vibes person, but like when they hit good. And this is the sole reason I recommend this game is like if you wanted that weirdness of Mario RPG, it's there. If you just want Mario RPG, go play the remake. But
yeah, this looks like straight up like Mario RPG and Undertale had a child.
Yeah, but like super.
It looks
Nintendo
beautiful.
RPG, yeah.
It's really nice.
It's so funny
God,
too because
I
it's
love
like
how it
you're like,
looks,
what if they had a child? But given the tenure of the people developing it, it's like, what if they had a father? You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then my non-video game recommendation is actually thematic. I watched Eraserhead recently.
Hey, there you go.
It is not at all like PT. I'm gonna make that clear. One of my big pet peeves is like, oh, this PT was obviously inspired by this. Like, no. But it pairs well. It's like it's like a chase this drink with that one. Eraserhead.
PT is the horror of like failed ads, and Eraserhead is the horror of like of unexpected childbirth.
Yeah, honestly, that's kind of I'm still digging through it like in my mind because it was very dense when I first watched it, and I was not prepared for a baby that looked like that.
Neither was
but it is a very it's kind of what I like about it that resonated with me, and it's a thing I'm like sticking to for my introspection on it, is that it's dystopian but in a very interesting way. Like it's not explicitly dystopian, it just like implicitly dystopian. Like there's something terrible about what's happening, but you just can't figure out what it is
For me, it's like when you're having a dream and like it seems engineered to make everything that could go wrong. It's like that.
And it captures that well. Like I think David Lynch himself did the soundtrack for it with a little help from his sound mixer, and just the electrical hums are like perfect for like the kind of emotion is trying to evoke out of you, like this discomfort, but also like something we mentioned in the last episode, the meditative state of discomfort, like being put in a certain place in your mind and then disrupted from it. Like that's how it pairs well with PT in that sense. It really does. I recommend
It's interesting you say that because Death Stranding is that meditative state without the disruption.
Yeah.
I feel like
Death Stranding is more of like it hits a trance if you just like angle your camera right, the music starts playing like that. It has that too. Eraserhead, it's very disgusting, visceral and squelchy, which means my wife loved it. And oh my god,
low-key,
Kyle,
Margot loves like body horror. It's so
Kyle
funny.
she was quiet the entire movie. When it ended, I just saw her on her phone looking up Eraserhead baby memes. Which just tells me she loved the fucking movie.
Your wife is sick, man. That's cool.
Dude,
she's
like,
so wholesome too. Is the thing?
Well, that's the thing. Like if you met her, you would not figure this out. But she is like the biggest David Cronenberg fan. Like that's her fucking jam.
Can, in my mind's eye, Jorge, I can hear her going like, "I just think it's cute."
It's like, oh my god.
I desperately want to. You need to film her reaction to some of the scenes in Talk to Me and bring her back, there are a couple scenes in Bring Her Back. People who have seen it know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But there are scenes where I'm not a big reaction person, but those scenes I shot up from the couch. I was like, oh, whoa! I like fucking fell on my hands and knees like, no! Oh!
Wow. See, I was reacting for Eraserhead the entire fucking time. I'm going like, what the fuck is that? Like, what? I know that said the baby looked weird, but oh my god! And then it's going, and I'm like, Margot, and Margot's just like enthralled like the whole time, just quietly watching. And I'm like, oh my god, what is that? Does she love them? Does she hate it? Okay, anyway, Eraserhead recommended a good PT chaser.
A friend of mine told me that they heard a rumor that the baby, the prop for it is like an unethically sourced cow fetus.
So nobody knows. The problem is like in interviews, David.
You
Lynch
can't tell if people are joking or not. Yeah.
No, well, that's the thing. David Lynch has been extremely vague about it, and then just saying some weird shit whenever asked. And then like apparently the camera guy was like blindfolded before they brought it in, and like then like they took it off, and then he can film, and it's like nobody fucking knows. Because no one wants to say it. I don't know. I'm not gonna say yes or no on that, but they're being weird about it. They're just being weird about it.
Which is saying something for David Lynch.
Yeah, I don't know.
R.I.P. King.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the Poltergeist, 1982.
Oh.
Do you know about this? This little factoid?
The skeletons.
The real skeletons that were used for that movie?
Yes. Wait, was that proven?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's real.
Okay, no, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. Apparently, it was cheaper to get real skeletons than fake ones.
And they said, fuck it.
Yeah,
that is accidentally like the theme of the movie.
That's a real dead guy, but fuck it. You're on a movie now. Imagine your skeleton being in a movie.
That's another thing, like, we're about to wrap up, but like, I would love to hear a conversation between you two and potentially someone else about. I just saw a trailer for this game that came out about. I don't know if you're familiar with the Nutty Putty cave incident.
Oh,
I know about it.
The VR caving game, yeah.
I am so like conflicted about that, because on the one hand it's like, oh yeah, it's like honoring their memory, or like encapsulating that experience so that potentially like making it so no one else. But like, it's also like someone died, man.
Yeah, like pay a little respect to that, right? Like
like, can't we like maybe obfuscate this a little bit by like maybe not making it like
it's a little
exactly the location that this person died.
Geez, dude. Like, and that feels haunted to me. Like, I'm not a superstitious person, but that just gives me I don't want to fuck with that. And I will never play this because I'm also very, when it comes to caverns and stuff like that, it triggers a claustrophobia that I didn't even know I had. Every time I hear somebody like squeezing through a wall that continues to narrow more and more, I just start freaking out. I start getting chills, and I hate. So
you hate modern games where you squeeze in order where they hide the loading section?
Every time Noctis had to go through a fucking cavern in Final Fantasy 15, I just looked away.
Final Fantasy 7 remake. Oh, it was terrible.
Oh my god, they did it too, and it feels like it's the same exact animation that Noctis has.
Yeah, it's the same one. It's the same one all the time. But yeah, if you're also recommending David Lynch, I would, if we're not talking about games or movies, Dark Night of the Soul has a couple songs that feature David Lynch. It's by Danger Mouse and Sparkle Horse.
Oh, okay.
It's an amazing album. I really highly recommend it. Very, very good. I listen to it every now and then just to feel something. Also, Joji came out with a couple new songs that I have been rinsing on repeat. Specifically Pixelated Kisses, and the music video for Past Won't Leave My Bed is impeccable. I keep watching it. It is so good. I am so jealous of Joji. That is one talented person there. That is wild.
Thank you for having an enriched life that involves more than just video games. I truly mean that.
Yeah. So my acting worked. I successfully convinced you that I am not a disgusting gamer who plays PT on repeat.
Get off. We only want disgusting gamers on this podcast.
We have PT vibes, guys. I really think this podcast is based on PT.
Well, this has been Brainlords, the only podcast with a looping segment. Welcome to Brainlords video.
Oh God!
You can find us on social media at BrainlordsPod. And if you made it this far, please help us grow. 5-star ratings and word of mouth always helps. You can find me on social media as Cute Monster Props or on my website, cutemonsterprops.com. Jorge, where can they find you?
You can find me. I don't know. I don't have one.
You can find me laughs maniacally.
You can't find me.
Actually, you can find me if you turn on your pause menu. I'll be in the corner of the brightness settings. No, you can find me as JManVelis on all shitty fucking places on the internet, except Fangamer. Fangamer.com, artist collections. You can find me as JMV. You can see all the stuff I worked on recently. It's very cool. Please check it out. Also, what about you, Bob?
Yeah, Bob, where can we find you and what do you do?
You can find me on Bobvids.com. I am Bobvids.com on Blue Sky. Bobvids on YouTube and Twitch. I'm twitching a lot. I'm working on a bunch of new stuff for the YouTube channel. I've been away for a while, but I'm coming back, baby.
Hey, that's great.
Oh, you heard it here.
Yeah. Smash cut to 6 months from now when I actually post a thing. Life is very active.
Dog, getting anything out these days. Please take your time.
Yeah. You can also find my Goosebumps podcast with my pals Mario and Brandon. You can find that on youcan'tscareme.com or youcan'tscare.me, and where youcan'tscare.me on Blue Sky as well. Go there for all your Jovial Bob related needs.
That's the other Bob.
No? The other one, not me. No. Very, very different.
Well, questions, comments, and inquiries can go to brainlordspod@gmail.com, and you can find us on YouTube and all over places where podcasts are born. We've been your Brainlords for this evening, reminding you that context beats content every single time.
Hey, Bob. Thank you for being part of this podcastable teaser.
No!
I'm so glad you could be our player 3.
No! Okay, no, I'm ending
Next
it now.
time you're doing...
On the next episode of Brainlords. Sometimes an emulation gets a localization, giving fans participation in a game from another nation. But does this unauthorization station the creation of financial propagation? Special guest Bowl of Lentils awakens our fascination with the patrons of these sensations. For all you laymen's needing an explanation, the next episode's about fan translations. Hey, that was really hard. Can I get a standing ovation?
Ronaldinho, success!